All right, we got to do a show. We got to do it. You just got to get to. We got to get to doing the show because there's a lot of show to be had. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's House Sparks Mega Worldwide. I am indeed the Democratic machine. I am the establishment. Blame me for everything. I think I'll take it. I can take it. I even under the weather, even fighting this weird shoulder thing, which is much better, by the way. Oh my God. The chiropractic adjustment I had this morning, a little bit harrowing. I am also the deep state. Technically, I'm not the deep state. I'm the girth state. I might never hit bottom, but I'll scrape the shit out of the sides. And I think I'm the girth state. But sorry. Derail. I need like footage of a train just flying off the tracks as a GIF that I can put in the thing to. All right. Anyways, where was I? The thick state. There you go. Yeah. So lots going on. Obviously, let's start off with something out of the gate. Can I set the base tone for this? And by the way, this is the House Sparks Mega Worldwide weekly show, Monday through Friday. I'm here at 3 o'clock Pacific time for a couple hours, sometimes more, depending. Going through the full clips, the whole enchilada as best I can. And tomorrow there will not be a show because I have a jam, just letting you know. And then Wednesday back on the regular schedule because thank God Southwest finally put back the 7:30 a.m. flight so that I can get back in time to do the 9 a.m. show because I'm a crazy fucking person. Anyways, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. And also, important detail before we cover anything today. Okay, the money that was held in I believe a South Korean bank that was sanctioned and not allowed to be spent, the Iranian money, the Iranian funds that were sanctioned by the U.S. and were frozen. that were released in exchange for the hostages that we got back from Iran. Two things. Not a dime of that has been spent. The process of making those funds available has not officially even started yet. So those dollars are still in that account and didn't fund what happened in Israel, isn't about to. Secondly, the money itself would not be given to Israel or to Iran to spend on stuff that they could blow up in Israel. They're not going to spend it on their own. What happens is that Iran can say, we need fucking orange juice, and a giant vendor that's okayed by the U.S. State Department can sell orange juice to the intermediary and ship the orange juice to Iran. Bandages, medicine, same shit, just to be clear. So they never get that money directly. They can only, that money, it's like a big EBT card that says that you can't spend on liquor and shellfish. You get me? Okay, just to clarify that. And also to clarify that everybody talking about it that's in government anyways knows this. Every Republican congressperson, every Republican senator, every Republican running for office, every Republican that's run for office at some point, unless they are willfully ignorant of this on purpose, knows this. If they didn't know it yesterday, they know it today. Just to be clear. So that's an important detail that I have no doubt, I don't know what the content of the videos today we're going to look at is per se, but I know it's going to actually come up as part of that. Now, let's start with, shite. It's hard to even know where to start in terms of this, because I do have an entire Trumpy speech in New Hampshire that we could dip into, but also this dummy, which can I just say, this is, the title of this video piqued my interest for a specific reason. One is that anything this dipshit says is hilariously off the mark and completely, is the intellectual equivalent of using a rented brain, driving it at 100 miles an hour and throwing it in reverse. But the title of this one is The Power of Fear in Politics. And his little mini description down here says, here's how the Democrats effectively, thank you very much, use fear to impose tyranny on Americans. Tyranny. Yes, the tyranny we impose on gay people that says your marriage is valid in one state but not in another. The tyranny we impose on women who say you have the right to choose depending on your zip code but not as an American. That kind of tyranny. The total tyranny, tyrannical tyranny. The tyranny of shoving the bipartisan infrastructure bill down your throat. Yeah? All right. Oh, by the way, what's her name? His wife is in another video. Dare I dip into that one? I don't know. I'll keep it on the ready. But this is, here. This is, the name of this one is, just wait for it. And it's black, it's white. This is Debbie and the mess D'Souza. This one is the differences between Republican and Democrat leadership. Okay, first of all, I think Democrats actually exercise leadership and actually do it, and Republicans are stuck with their head up their ass. But let's find out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the power. Get ready to get your doom on. Everybody put your nipple clamps on and tighten your religious Silas thing, the band on your leg that you tighten whenever you have sin thoughts, like the guy used in the Da Vinci Code, and I don't know, get out your reeds to whack yourself with anytime you start to panic. I don't know how you handle it. We'll see, because this is going to be a scary ride. It's good because it's October. It's Halloween.
Fear is a very powerful...
The fuck is that bell ringing at the beginning of the... All right.
...force in politics.
Really? You think?
And...
Like fear of people storming across the border, open border. We don't know where these people are coming from. They're all from insane asylums, and they're from they're rapists and they're murderers, and some of them I assume are good people, but the vast majority of this is an invasion, and no other country would deal with an invasion like this. Something like that.
And this is something that has been discovered by everyone who is a student of the subject.
Well, I think it's in chapter 1, probably. That's the...
This goes back to...
Maria's all clamped up. Good for you. I'm wincing on your behalf.
Figures like Machiavelli, who have studied politics in a philosophical sense, and
one moment.
Figures like Machiavelli, student of the subject. This goes back to figures like Machiavelli, who have studied politics in a philosophical sense, and Machiavelli is always talking about the...
No, you study Machiavelli. He's the guy who kind of wrote the book, dum-dum.
Effectiveness of the use of fear. In fact,
yes. The Machiavellian, yes.
in a famous example, he talks about one of the Borgia princes who was very unpopular, and there was a revolt that was coming up in the area of Italy known as the Romagna. And so Cesare Borgia, who was the prince...
Check your notes, because you just learned this story right before you went on air, and you don't know it well enough to quote it without looking. Usually, I would like to say for the record, you guys will know this, usually he has a blank piece of paper, or he's busy shuffling like lightly typed things that were, that he just has as almost a prop. There's some fucking like straight up Sharpie notes on this. Yeah, next up, Assassin's Creed.
Decided, I don't want to crush the revolt because then the people there will hate me all the more. So what Borgia did was he brought in another guy named Ramiro di Orco, and he goes, listen, you crush all those people, smash them, destroy the revolt. And that's what the guy did. He was a very cruel man. He used extreme measures. And then when the revolt had been put down and there was a mood of terror throughout the society, what does the prince do? He says, the next day in the morning, the head of Ramiro di Orco, the designated cruel man, was found in the town square. And he said,
is this making you nervous somehow? Are you beginning to worry that Trump is the designated cruel man?
As the people were gratified and they settled down, and
they said, yeah, thanks. The guy you hired killed a bunch of our friends and our family members and stretched them on the rack and pulled their toenails out and that kind of stuff. But
province was peaceful, and the prince could keep ruling it, this time without an obstinate rebellion on his hands. But notice what he did is he used fear, and then he got rid of the fear. And
no, he didn't. No, he didn't, dum-dum. He didn't scare the people with this dude. The dude fucking put the rebellion down. It was a military tactic. He didn't use fear. He just subverted the leadership and played coy. This is not the same fucking... What are you talking about? This is not the same lesson. This is a different lesson from Machiavellian. No! Jesus Christ. He didn't put like scary signs all over the city. This will happen to you. They literally killed him, you dumb fuck.
And then he got all the credit for being the guy who got rid of the fear. Now, all of this is a sort...
No, he got the credit for getting rid of the guy who was vicious and cruel and murdered a bunch of people on behalf of the state. He's like, that's not what I wanted. He was wrong. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, I've read Machiavelli's theories. Of course I have.
A prelude for me to talk about ways in which in America fear has been effectively deployed by the left and by the Democrats.
Yeah, but not by the Republicans. Republicans don't tend to use fear. Maybe they should think about it. You know what I mean? Because I'm just saying, why would you build a wall against something you're not afraid of? Maybe that was the problem with the funding. Maybe Trump could have gotten way more funding if he'd have just, I don't know, villainized immigrants. Here's a good idea. How about you guys use the fear that women will abort babies as they're coming out of their womb during the fucking birth? That they'll just birth them right into a chipper shredder if you let them. So we got to keep these ladies on a short leash and a long dress. Jesus Christ. But anyways, tell me again about the fentanyl scourge in China. Blah, blah, blah.
Now, I think the big discovery for the Democrats was in 1932.
Was it? You mean when the Democrats that you're talking about were, are now Republicans in 1932.
Because the country had been plunged into a depression, and people were fearful.
That was scary. Yeah, it was a scary actual thing that was scary. That genuinely was scary because there were some things that happened that caused people a lot of damage and heartache and lost lives and stuff, which is scary.
Fearful. They were genuinely fearful. This was not manufactured fear. It was
Right.
real fear. Where's my job? Where am
That was it. They were just confused. You know what? And if the Democrats were like, we could give them GPS, but let's keep it until 1985.
my savings? My money in stocks has gone down to zero
Nobody had stocks back then, dumb fuck.
or close to zero.
Or close to zero. Some of them were like, they have gone close to zero. This is fucking, it's just, it's gonna make me angry, isn't it? This the whole thing is just gonna, it's like, I don't have a vein in my forehead that comes up when I'm aggravated. I'm gonna get one. This is gonna give me a vein in my fucking forehead, isn't it?
And the Democrats tapped that fear.
Oh, they tap that fear. Come on, to tap the fear up. Tap the fear. I thought shut. The Democrats tap that fear. Jesus Christ.
And were able to enact all kinds of welfare state measures that other
Oh, the New Deal. Oh, which is terrible because old people eating cat food is always much better. It shows that a country is rich and compassionate.
otherwise would never have gone through. So fear proved to be politically successful. And since then, going all the way
No, that's not a tactic, dumb fuck. They solved a problem that was genuinely affecting people. That's not using fear as a tactic. That's going, oh my God, there's a gaping fucking hole there. We should probably fill the hole because people are afraid that when the sun goes down, they won't see the hole. I don't know if I could, oh God. Oh my God. Hi. Oh, Chad wants to say hi?
She's yelling.
Is she yelling at me because I'm making too much noise?
She'd like to say hello.
All right, come here, Chud. Come here. Come on. Chud's barking at the door. Hi. Huh?
I can hear her yelling.
What is it? What is it, young lady? I'm doing a show. I got a show to do. And she just went potty, so she wants to go upstairs. She wants a ride back upstairs. Can I help you? Look at this. Aw. What the baby to do? Like, stop doing what you're doing in there and take me upstairs. I don't want to have to walk up the goddamn steps. This is ridiculous. Here you go. There you go. Passing off. There we go. Excellent. Love you. Hold on, I'll get the dark because Chip will be next. Oh, there we go. Anyways, momentary cat interruption, which I think is going to be necessary today. That's Chud. Chud's lovely. She's she's old and she's having breathing issues, but she's doing all right. Chud, she did learn. Chud has learned. Don't say Chud, like some people are like, oh, Chud, when will you ever learn? Chud has learned. Chud has learned that when I am down here doing my show, she's like, I just went to I use the box, which is, of course, down here near my office because priorities. Because, just all I do, who cares if I'm downwind from, it's just a silly show that I do. This isn't, at least it's not bothering the rest of the family while they're watching TV. I can handle it. If I ever get glassy-eyed, now you know why. But, Chud has a thing for she's elderly, so sometimes she needs a ride upstairs, and I can't say I blame her, because she's old. Anyways, back to where we were. Back to this dipshit giving us a history lesson right out of an automated YouTube video.
back now to the 1960s, for the last 50 years, the Democrats are always trying to recreate that fear, except
No. You motherfuckers are always trying to recreate the actual fucking problem. Like segregation. Like denying women the right to choose and then eventually the right to vote. You're the ones that had fucking Rush Limbaugh as your hero and he said the problem started when women got the vote. The fuck are you talking about?
now the fear is often fictional. It's often made up.
Yeah, it's just it's almost like what?
It's imaginary. Oh, the world
Okay.
is running out of food. This was
Oh, the world is running out of food.
The so-called Club of Rome in the 1970s, or the ozone layers being depleted.
The ozone layer was depleted. And as a matter of fact, we made so much progress with CFCs being removed from the atmosphere that the ozone layer is arguably like that. It was venting some of the fossil fuel. Like it was acting like as a hole for the heat to escape. And one of the things when we ended chlorofluorocarbons was that the fucking ozone hole shut. It worked.
Or more recently, COVID. And
yeah, we just, what do? Just sit back and wait? Yeah, we didn't give a shit about people's rights or any of that stuff. We weren't fighting for a woman's right to choose or gay rights or the rights of the working poor or any of that shit. We were just like, don't worry about it. Something really fucking scary that will throw the entire world economy into a volcano will come along, and we'll use that.
Under COVID, think of what all the stuff they're able to do using the politics of fear. You can't go to church.
You can go to church now. Temporarily, it wasn't advisable to go be in a closed room with a bunch of people, especially in churches where the congregations tend to be older and in the window of people who died. Democrats and others who argued for the closing of churches during that time did more to save churchgoers than Republicans ever would. They wanted to fucking trap them in a fucking hot box and let them all cough each other to death. Can you imagine these motherfuckers in charge during the tuberculosis epidemic?
You can't keep your business open. Now,
the government literally was paying you to keep your business closed. Here's some money so you don't have to keep your business open, because if you open it, you and your customers might die.
Certain businesses are exempt, and it's always the case that you have this sort of favoritism that comes into politics when...
What businesses? Food delivery? Medical supply companies? Pharmacies? Gee, I can't imagine why you'd let them be open, but not a sports bar.
These things are involved, but nevertheless, COVID was a great pretext for the suppression of basic liberties.
No, it wasn't, because we still, I don't know if you know this, we still have all of those quote unquote basic liberties. If it was a pretext for getting rid of them, we wouldn't have gotten them back. If it was the perfect pretext, we would have given them away willingly forever. Nonsense.
The liberty of free expression and free speech, freedom of...
No, you have free speech and you just can't lie and libel.
Assembly, freedom of religion. So think about it. They were able...
Okay, no. Mosques and churches equally couldn't. Synagogues, it doesn't matter. Ashrams, you couldn't meet inside them. It's in a closed building. It's unhealthy. This is a contagious disease killing off millions of people. Why the fuck would you want that is the biggest question.
To get all the...
Also, this motherfucker and people like him seem to think that we had the same limitations that like Australia had. They mix up shit that happened in Australia with shit that actually happened here. My mom's church met everybody. It was like a drive-in. They met and stayed parked in their cars and tuned into a radio station that broadcast the sermon while they were sitting there, or listened to a speaker until that was set up.
Key protect.
And yes, I got my computer and I've been setting it up and putting drivers on it and installing software for like the last 5 days. It's been fantastic and it's very nerdy. And I'm being very organized. I'm very proud of myself.
Sections of the First Amendment and sort of knock them out with a single threat, namely a virus.
No, you still have, you never had the right to yell fire in a crowded theater. You never had the right to give medical advice when you aren't a medical professional. And you never had the right to violate, nobody gives, you don't have a right to stay on a social media platform if you violate their terms of service, because that would be the government interfering with free speech on behalf of you versus the social media company. The social media company does not have to house your ideas. They don't have to give Stormfront a fucking page.
January 6th was used to create fear. Again,
really, I can't imagine what's scary about someone flying a Confederate flag inside the American Capitol. Maybe here's a good idea. Next time, don't do that, and you won't give the Democrats a fucking layup.
I think a fear that's largely artificial. Oh, there are insurrections all around us. There are domestic terrorists who are cooking up plots. And
Yeah, they actually are.
so we need a regime of censorship.
We don't have a regime of censorship. We don't even have one. Even if we needed one, we don't have one.
need the FBI to target these people.
Nope. You were only targeted if you threaten people with murder. And that's true no matter what your fucking politics are.
Fear.
Yeah, and I don't know what that insurrections all around us nonsense is.
And then as we head into 2024, what will it be? A revival?
Aliens and AI and robots and yeah, that's what I'm planning on using. I don't know. What are you guys going to go with? Foreigners and drugs? Why vary off the winning fear combo that you guys have been running since the mid 80s?
Revival of COVID? It could even be something totally different. It could even
Yeah, it's not going to be a revival of COVID, stupid. Why would the administration that prides itself on actually ending lockdown and getting people vaccinated bring back something worse? What's the fucking point? The actual COVID outbreak happened under Trump. So if you're going to lay it at anybody's feet, lay it at his. If it was an underground plot to fuck with America, then why wasn't it Trump that participated? He was the leader of the fucking free world.
be climate change. The world is coming to an end. Look, we've had this really scorching summer. We're going to have perhaps a cold winter. This is climate change. Our environment is being wrecked. We've got to take all these measures right now.
Yeah, we do, but incremental smart steps so that we can get to net zero, which is not absolute zero, but you don't understand that because you're a fucking fool.
And so fear is a very useful tool.
Yeah, you're not going to bring up, you're just going to go right by like every Trump speech right now, that we're a third world country, that murders are happening. You can't even walk out on the street without somebody hitting your head with a fucking baseball bat. That every immigrant that comes across the fucking border is loaded up with fentanyl and buck knives, and they're here to rape and slaughter everybody that they meet, even the children. The women are just there to give birth to terrorists. That you're not going to touch. How about fentanyl? Did you just like the border's open? It's flowing across the border, and that's how Democrats want it. That doesn't count. That's not using fear for political purposes. That's not stochastic terrorism. The things that this asshole has named were things that actually happened. In the 60s, black people didn't have the same rights as white people in a lot of places. Therefore, that needed to be remedied. The Democrats remedied it. Republicans who didn't like, who sided with that became Democrats. The Democrats who didn't like it became Republicans. That actually happened. COVID actually happened. The stock market crash actually fucking happened. The tidal wave of insane asylum, evacuees storming across the southern border of military age to fuck everybody with a fentanyl dick has not happened. It does not happen. It is a complex issue of the border and drugs and the market for it and supply and demand that adults discuss in those terms.
Of the police state.
We don't have a police state. He's got a movie coming out called Police State that nobody's going to go see. So he's dropping this bullshit in there. Just saying. By the way, naming a movie Police State and saying America's a fucking police state is using fear for political purposes. He's got to know this.
And
anyways.
Yet it is not enough for us on the other side, the opponents of the police state, if you will.
You're not the opponents of the police state. Seriously, you're the ones who want the Texas law enforcement to check the medical records of women who leave the state to see if they've had an abortion. What police state? And you can't lay that on Democrats because you spent the last 2 fucking years saying we want to defund and get rid of the police. Police state, you motherfuckers want to get rid of the FBI.
Well, just to point that out and warn people, as we should.
Yes, using fear to manipulate the electorate, and
they're using fear to control us.
Why would they need to do that? If it's a police state, they have batons and the pressure of the legal system, and they can throw you in jail. Gulags, I suppose.
Lots of people are doing that.
Are they? They're just doing it. They're just doing it.
But I am adopting a little bit of a technique.
Ew. Does Debbie know?
Which is that one way to beat them
is to join them?
To join them.
Right. Oh, fucking hell. What? No. Not in this case. You can't say the tactic is bad and then use the tactic, you lying piece of shit. Of course you can. He's like, what am I looking for? Consistency?
And what I mean by that is that
I'm an asshole. And yeah.
That recognize the effectiveness of the way in which the Democrats deploy the real, or in some cases, imaginary technique of fear. Well,
let's go through it. Let's see. How do they do it? Come on. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe we can, CSL and I can work on our thumbnails, get them all clickbaity.
What I want to do, and this is the point of police state, is I want
to make money. I want to squeeze the money out of the people, and I want to eat it.
To use people's genuine and rational fear.
You mean of like the economic system during the Depression, or COVID, or the civil rights being denied to them, or
that their liberties are in danger.
Oh, well, how? I thought with COVID being the perfect pretext to get rid of these rights, how do they even have them left? They're not in danger. They're gone. I mean, you can't even go outside. We live in a police state. Haven't you seen the movie?
And that there is a kind of an opening, a window of time
in which we can scare them specifically into paying to go see this piece of shit film.
In which we can block the police state.
No, you can't. If it exists, it exists. And it doesn't. You're just being a dick at this point. This is, what a fucking, oh God. I'm going to get a vein in my forehead, aren't I?
So we need to move while time remains.
Yeah, we don't have any time left. I don't know if you know this. We lost all our rights during COVID. It was the perfect pretext to get rid of our liberties. We don't have any liberties. Liberty, 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 liberty. We don't have them anymore. Yep. Took them away. We're all wearing masks. No one goes out anymore. You're not allowed to go to church. What else? Yeah. You have to stay 6 feet away from everyone unless you're having licensed procreative sex that the state allows, which of course is only interracial. Because it's woke. It's woke, so Jesus.
But when time runs out, then there's nothing you can do, or very
well, yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah, hey, broken clock.
Little you can do, or the only thing you can do is try to flee, try to get out of the country, try to get your money out, try to get your...
Yeah, you should start doing that now. I would honestly say you should just take your own advice and leave. You should flee the country with your money. Oh, you don't have any money. Oh, I see, because that's why you're trying to make a movie called Police State and scare people into watching it so that you can get money. I see. You're financing. You're fleeing the country. I see.
Relatives out. Try to get yourself out.
Yeah. Just to have a bug out plan.
We don't want to be in that situation. So
no, we don't.
So I want to tell you up front and in advance that
you're moving to Russia. Good for you. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fine. I think the nice thing is you'll have all those rights you care so deeply about.
That Police State is, in a way, a profoundly frightening movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you got money to make it, I think, is the...
But it's a frightening movie not because, like the climate change guys, I'm cooking it up. It's a frightening movie because there are frightening things going on in the country. Now,
well, don't you trust that? I mean, if it's really a police state, wouldn't we all see that? Wouldn't you see the cops on the street corner? And wouldn't there be like religious police walking around, woke police, I suppose, walking around making sure you're having right thought and shit like that? Or, wouldn't we all be dressed like characters in 1984 already? If we're missing it, how is it a police state?
There are a lot of Americans who go, well, it's not going to happen to me.
Right, and that they're all correct.
And these are guys who are sort of like the grazing antelope who goes, well, that there's a movement in the trees, but I think it's got to be wind. I don't think that there's a predator who's going to jump. And if there is one, he's not going to jump on my back. Well,
Well, that's true. I mean, most antelopes think they can get away, and most of them are right. Actually, the slow ones are the ones that obviously are wrong about it. But even they think they're going to outrun somebody else. It's the question is, no antelope ever thinks there's not a lion in the trees. Have you ever seen them? They're all like, what the fuck? You sure this is okay to eat? You sure? You sure? You sure?
Well,
Which is exactly, by the way, how this dickhead would like GOP grazers to act.
this is the kind of naive, I would say, bovinely stupid view that brings
That you're trying to use to bring people to your movie.
you a police state. So the movie is intended.
No, you need people who want to deliberately put the police state into action. You don't just because the citizenry is dough-headed doesn't mean you automatically have a police state. Doesn't really work that way. As a matter of fact, it takes a lot of effort, quite frankly.
To warn you, don't be that antelope.
Thanks. That's the end of it? Really? Don't be that antelope. Yes, he said bovinely. Jesus Christ. Maybe he and Debbie have a moment, and we'll move on to that one. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, just in case you're wondering, this is Debbie D'Souza. This is Dinesh's wife, and she's from Venezuela. And she manages to be more racist about South American immigrants than he is, because she's doing it from, it's her lived experience. She's from that area. She knows how awful those people are. Ew. Why do you think I left? Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is the difference between Republican and Democrat leadership. I'm curious.
We have the
Clap. No, sorry.
confusion that's been going on the Republican side, division.
Sorry, did he say confusion?
The confusion that's
Yeah, it's not confusion. It's active chaos.
been going on the Republican side, division and some infighting.
Some, I mean all, but some.
At the House. And
At the house where they all live. In the house, I mean, it's that. Never mind. I'm gonna nitpick some of this shit, and it's not gonna be worth it because the broad swath bullshit is so much. Never mind.
I think it's fair to say we're both
Nuts.
worried about it because we don't want infighting on our side.
No, we don't want that. No, it's not good. No, I don't like it. When there's infighting on our side, bad. When there's infighting on their side, good.
We want a
Yeah, Debbie nodding, always nodding.
unified team that is taking on the other side.
Right.
They have remarkably little infighting. They found
It's interesting. It's like they even with their political differences that exist across the broad swath of ideology in the Democratic Party, they managed to get their shit together to function. It's weird. It's almost as if they want to function as a party. It's fun. It's weird.
a way. I mean, look at Bernie Sanders. He plays
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't panic her like that, Dinesh. You can't just drop a Bernie on her right out of the gate. She just had a heart palpitation.
according to the sheet music, and Ilhan Omar. So they've got all these different personalities, but they've been able to shepherd them into
Yeah, it's almost like the varieties of solutions recognize the same problems and that everybody's working together towards those ends, and they can differ about the value of the solutions, and they come to a consensus and try to move the fucking ball forward. Like, I don't know, what's the word? Adults.
to kind of a single block. And we've had leadership. I think we have to say that by this measure, Kevin McCarthy did not succeed.
Really? Is he still speaker? What day is it?
I think his intentions were good. He was trying to sort of his idea was to make promises to everybody. I'll give you this, I'll give you this, I'll give you that.
Which Dinesh thinks is a great plan. Especially if you can't live up to it.
But in the end, I think he found he couldn't keep all his promises. Then
Yes, I think in the beginning he knew he couldn't.
they all turned on him and go,
They didn't all turn on him. They didn't. 8 of them turned on him. The 8 that he was having to bullshit in the first place.
we can't trust you because you make all these assurances and then you don't live by them. That's ultimately.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to enjoy that they're dealing with that right now. Just going to let that kind of ruminate. I'm gonna simmer in the tea, as it were.
Ultimately, what they demand.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little confused, though.
Yes. Yes, you are.
About the Democrats' role in this. Obviously, they don't like him. But do you
Obviously.
really think they're going to like somebody that's even more hardcore than he is?
No. No, and they're not going to vote for that person either. The question is, can the Democrats, can the Republicans put somebody forward that any Democrats would vote for, which would have to be, obviously to the center side of McCarthy? And if they do, what does that do to the rest of the fucking Freedom Caucasians?
No, I think with the Democrats, what happened was...
I'm lean in. I'm going to enjoy this. Tell us what happened with us.
They were willing to make a short-term deal with McCarthy because McCarthy wanted to keep the government open. McCarthy was, again, so many Republicans terrified of shutting down the government, even though when you actually shut down the government, you realize no big deal.
Yeah, because he's not a vet, she's not a vet. They don't know any vets. They don't give a fuck about any vets. They don't know anybody on SNAP. They don't give a fuck about anybody on SNAP. They're not on Social Security yet, so they don't give a shit if Social Security checks go out on time. They don't give a shit about any of those people anyways. They don't believe in the programs, and they want them to die. So the programs themselves, not the people. They just, if some of them do, hey, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
But McCarthy was like, the press is going to blame me. So this is...
Yeah. Why did he have the backing of all the other Republicans except for that?
The timidity that characterizes McCarthy. He's not alone in this. He wanted to keep the government open, so that he knew he didn't have the Republican votes because the Republicans like, we're spending too much money. We don't have a good enough deal. We're not going to go for it. So what McCarthy does is he gets a short-term deal where he gets Republicans aided by enough Democrats. And this, I think, for Matt Gaetz was like the ultimate stab in the back. When you have a Republican leader squelching his own side by
squelching 8 people out of 200.
Getting enough Republicans. I mean, we've talked about Texas and Dave Phelan.
Yeah.
So I think there was a nightmare scenario that we'll have a Republican leader, but only in name, who's really representing the Democrats. So this is what caused Matt...
Or the public at large, which these people recognize now, lean more towards ideologically the Democratic Party as a whole.
Gaetz to freak out. Now...
Hey, did we hit 57 already and I missed it? 57.1? Nice, Andrea. Look at that. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe because I forget to tell people.
Interestingly, the Democrats could have bailed out McCarthy because McCarthy got the majority of Republicans, but the Democrats decided that
he's a lying, duplicitous asshole and
not going to bail out McCarthy unless essentially he agrees to become a pawn of us. So in other words...
No, just not become a pawn of Matt Gaetz.
And
also he went on the Sunday shows and said, the Democrats voted against keeping the government open and shit on everybody after good faith negotiations, so fuck him.
Him to repudiate MAGA, right? And then...
As does like 198 members of his own party.
And that's the price that we will extract for us supporting him.
Ah, yes, Debbie's learning now.
He wasn't willing to do that.
Right.
Oh, he was too pure. He was too much of an angel. The Lord had to call him home.
First of all, I think he realized that even the Republican support that he had would evaporate very quickly if he turned out to be making this. It's kind of like a...
No, it wouldn't. The majority of Republicans supported him.
Union General, again, making a backroom deal with the Confederates. You keep me in power. I mean, this was...
Other way around, fuckwad.
Beyond intolerable. So McCarthy was sort of done in, I think, in the end, his own...
She's tapping her fingers on the desk. She's bored already. I'm bored. You're bored. Debbie's bored.
Sort of operational cleverness.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine accidentally sitting down at a communal table at a coffee shop with these assholes while they're chit-chatting? This is like their third date. It's like the Groundhog Day version of a third date. Like, maybe if I'm a little more clever this time, she'll put out. Fuck, this is...
backfired on him.
And it's really funny. My friend, Troy Nels...
Who's this Troy person you're talking about? Troy, I haven't mentioned this. Did Troy call you? Who's Troy?
Congressman Nels is
What are you smiling about?
kind of pitching for Trump to become speaker. He's really serious about it.
Oh, yeah. And I think so is Marjorie Taylor Greene. So
Yes, two inserious people are seriously pitching Donald Trump for speaker. No.
the two of them
This is enough of this apprentice fucking Kardashian fucking Real Housewives of the House of Representatives horseshit.
are beating the drum, and there might probably some others.
People who want to destroy the Republican Party quicker.
And I do think that it would be a genius move, just in the sense that
it would wreck the Republican Party, and we'd have the first Speaker of the House who was incarcerated during his term.
the Democrats would not
Oh, they would-
believe it.
They would freak out.
Right.
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
And it wouldn't stop Trump from running for president. Trump could even say, I'm going to take the job for 3 months.
Yeah, but
And I'm going to temporarily serve this role.
you can only imagine.
But
He doesn't have the votes, by the way, even among Republicans. That's the funny part. That's why he's not going to come to the floor. He does not have the votes. He doesn't. There's gonna be a bunch of fucking nays, and it doesn't have people's name by it right at the time. So it'll be a bunch of Republicans who are like, nope, can't fucking do it.
isn't that a reason to do it? I mean, he's
Yeah.
capable of doing it. He's
Yeah.
run the country as the president. He sure.
Into a hole, and according to you, he allowed a bioweapon to enter the country and kill more Americans than at any time since the Revolutionary War and the Civil War combined. And yeah, I don't know that he's got the best track record.
Surely would know how to
Sure.
run it. Now,
No, he has no idea how to organize a house. Like, I love the idea of him sitting up there with a fucking gavel trying to figure out what the fucking rules are.
Trump has not been the kind of, I would say, coalition builder
No.
so I'm not sure this is something, this is not even a job that Trump wants long term.
He doesn't want any job long-term, motherfucker. Spent 400 years worth of presidential salary golfing while he was president.
And I could see if this happened and if he became speaker, I could just see the Biden people, not Biden because he's clueless really these days, but the Biden people saying, okay, we cannot have a State of the Union address because Trump behind him would be ripping things.
Oh, hilarious.
Would be doing
Yeah.
all
what a-
Oh, it'd be great. I mean, just like all the things we hated Nancy Pelosi for. When Trump does it, it's awesome. Also, you don't think that Joe Biden wouldn't enjoy standing as president in front of that dipshit while he has to sit quietly?
kinds of stuff and
Making faces.
Oh gosh,
In fact, probably putting out messages on Truth
it
Social.
would be hilarious. So
Yeah, it'd be a grotesque mismanagement of his duties, and just show what a petty dickhead he is.
they would definitely not want to do that. So
Yeah, I think most adults wouldn't want that.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. This is crazy. It is fun though to think about it. If you think about it,
I think the broad point we want to make is that they're very high.
the important part is that I touch every piece of paper on the desk as a way of just somehow grounding myself. In case if I touch everything, I won't lose my fucking mind.
high stakes here because we control currently, well, let's not count the Supreme Court. When we're
Yeah, because every time you turn around, you're like, we got this. They're going to protect Trump.
looking just at the legislative and executive branches, we have a House, we have a Senate, we have the presidency.
Oh, that's how it works. I should have paid more attention in school, House Rock.
And right now we only have one of those three, and we have it by a very narrow majority, 5 votes. We need a good leader who can hold our votes together.
And you don't. So I guess you're fucked. I guess that's where we go. You're watching Houseparks Megaworldwide, and I think that shows taste and breeding on your parts. Don't forget, patreon.com/Houseparks. It's a great way to support the show. Also, there's the Venmo right there. Woot, 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 woot. We got the computer. I've been tweaking the shit out of it. You know how long it takes to load the software and the plugins and all the shit that I have? good Lord. And then restarts, and then gray bar land, and then sitting there. There are some pieces of software that I literally know it's two rounds of Call of Duty DMZ is how long it took to load. Like that's my measuring thing. Like, come back in? Nope. Okay, I'll go back in. Come back in? Nope. I'll go back in. Oh God. So let's go here though. Let's take a little bit of, while we're enjoying ourselves with the division that is the Republican Party right now. Can we go to this special moment? I don't know if this is fucking thing. Hold on. Today. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. This is a combo. This is you guys know this guy. Now, come on. This is well, I'll go do a lot check. I'm checking the darn car. Hold on. We've had some problems. Yeah. Sabotage. Mike Lindell's election fraud lawyers quit in the 11th. In the 11th? I guess it's in the 11th hour? The 9th inning? Something like that? It doesn't matter because it's his ass.
Today, this morning at 10:30.
That's no mistake. So QAnon, somebody do the math on that. 10:30 in the 11th, on the 23rd, carry the 2. Obviously, it's a 17 in there somewhere.
All the lawyers for My Pillow and Mike Lindell dropped us on our cases with Dominion and Smartmatic. And
you know what? I don't even know why you're worrying. I would just go in there. You don't need a lawyer. You have so much evidence. Right? You got so much evidence. It's right there. It would be convincing. If the judge just gets a look at this, the whole bench will go 9-0 your way.
Gary Coomer. And I want to say something, though. These lawyers, this is all part of lawfare. These lawyers were brave lawyers. They came on with me. They've been with me 2 years. They have sat there and fought and fought. They have children. They have grandchildren.
Right, but do they have slippers? Because I don't know why you have a table full of slippers on the... I don't quite know what... Also, is that a him behind you or a her? There's also, have you replaced the Jesus humping a lion picture with the... Yeah.
These lawyers were brave enough. They knew they were going to get attacked.
Well, they had to be brave to take a job they were never going to get paid for.
By the media, which they did every day. They knew that they were going to get, maybe we're going to try and disbar you. Who knows,
No, they didn't have any of those problems. They literally didn't. The only problem they had was they were doing it for free.
Well, what happened was, Alex,
is rub a check.
With all the media that's been on me since the $5 million corrupt challenge, which doesn't get done till next year. Mike Lindell lost $5 million. Rubbish.
Right.
That doesn't happen till next year.
What do you mean it doesn't happen till next year? Motherfucker, it was year before last. What are you talking about?
And a month later, they go, Mike Lindell has an auction. He's selling out. He's going under. My Pillow's going under.
Yeah, but you are having an auction. You are auctioning off machinery from your factory. You are renting out space in the factory to other manufacturers.
Then American
Stop. You cannot blame the media for just saying what happened. It's how we get annoyed with Dinesh.
Express. D Bank says takes us from $1 million down, takes our line of credit away.
At American Express, he had $1 million line of credit. They dropped it to 100,000. Yeah, I know. You're like, oh man, if that happened to me, what would I possibly do? No, I only have $100,000 line of credit from American Express now, whereas I used to have $1 million.
I could not even borrow any money. Again, all my credit lines are shut down. They go, we're not going to borrow you anything. We're not going to touch you. So we
loan you anything? I mean, borrow is from. Never mind.
ran out of money. We can't pay the attorneys. They have families. I said,
right. Isn't that your fucking fault?
I can't blame them for doing this.
Well, I mean, dude, I gotta say, is there a chance, and I'm going out on a limb here, that these lawyers just saw you fucking emptying your goddamn pockets at any dipshit who smiled your direction, like Brannon House, the dude who's like bleeding you dry to put Lindell TV on the fucking internet and all this shit, and maybe those lawyers just went, Jesus Christ, if we sign up to him, I don't know how long this lasts, but we can fucking drag this shit out forever. Until he runs out of money, I guess. I don't know. All right. Hey, Mike, we'll take it. Maybe if you run out of money, you get your buddy Trump to foot the bill.
My employees here, I just
Well,
got
Mike,
off the
I'll
phone.
tell you, I do. They took a ton of money from you, and I know I've heard about how much they got paid, and they're supposed to stay in a case once that's going. So you're being a nice guy. No, they're cutting and running.
Right, because it's a losing case, and they have an idiot for a client, and they have run out of options, and you keep wanting to double down. You are effectively turning them into like the line of credit you would get at a fucking casino.
And I think it's disgraceful.
I think that's terrible. Okay, that's his whole blah blah blah. This is a face that I like seeing Alex Jones make. But also, for the record, notice how this is called banned video, and it's literally like banned.video is the site where the video is readily available at all times, 24 hours a day on the internet. And is banned nowhere. Any of it. Even the stuff where he was like claiming the Sandy Hook kids were never alive and that their parents were crisis actors, that shit's still up on the internet. Not banned by any government. I mean, maybe Amazon refuses to let him use the cloud service to store that shit, but that's hardly a denial of rights.
We got debanked when Mike was on a week ago with us, 2 weeks ago.
You got debanked?
I guess technically a week and a half ago. And I didn't make it about us because, Mike's doing a great job. He's got his big network.
I see. So it's Mike's fault that you lost another bank that doesn't want to do business with somebody that said that a 6-year-old who was literally slaughtered while trying to learn their fucking like grammar didn't exist in the first place, and you got your followers go down there and urinate on their graves because they believe there was nobody in them.
All these big hosts reaching tens of millions of people a day.
And real quick, do any of those pieces of paper deal with acid reflux? Just because it might. All right.
And they're scared of entrepreneur business owners that.
Yeah, that's what they are. American Express hates entrepreneurs and business owners. They're big on like just personal lines of credit for out of work housewives. That's their real bread and butter. Fuck.
Put their money into the fight against tyranny, because if more do it, it's game over. So I didn't tell him that when he was saying, hey, we just got debanked, I was, it hit the AP the next day that we were debanked.
Because somebody went, wait a minute. We have Alex Jones's fucking accounts, and that motherfucker's making this much money on the backs of dead children. And now, fucking let him fucking bundle money in his fucking garage like the cartel asshole that he is.
It's like the 9th or 10th time. But I could tell the attack he's under what was coming next. Because what they do is they get these lawyers in the first wave. Then you got to learn about it, get better ones, and vet them. And then now notice we've been winning since we got lawyers that weren't operatives.
I see. So all of his lawyers, when he lost the Sandy Hook case, were operatives for the other side. Gee, it's almost like his paranoia is pathological. It's funny. Or it's just a great bullshit story when you're trying to raise money from suckers out there going, I'm being attacked. By the way, I'm being shadow banned. I'm just saying, 57,000 subscribers, 0.1, and growing all the time. But we'd be growing a lot faster if the establishment wasn't coming after me. And we got, they're trying to shut me down or whatever. So it's important that you guys Venmo, that you become Patreons and all that kind of stuff, because without this, they're going to shut me down. Fuck that.
And not all the lawyers we have are operatives, but they get
Not all of them, just the ones you can smell it on them.
threatened, they get told stuff, they can have their bar card taken away.
Yes, it's called their tab.
They set you up.
Do they?
And they get all your money, and then they tee you up once they've gotten it to blow your case.
Okay. And so what you're telling me is that both Trump and Mike Lindell are shitty businessmen and complete fucking gullible idiots. Please continue.
So Mike texted me about an hour ago and said, can I come on tomorrow? And I said, you can. How about you come on
But you're going to get us debanked again.
today? So Mike Lindell has the big story for you. And again, they're moving against everybody.
No, they really aren't. You kind of had to be engaged in January 6th specifically for it to even get on the fucking radar. And even then, it was like 1% of the people involved.
Because Mike Lindell's got white people and black people and brown people working at his factories in the U.S.
Right, and he's ruining their lives.
And he loves you all. He's a Christian.
No, he doesn't. He's an asshole, and he hates my fucking guts. And he won't come on my show because he's a coward. He'll jump on at the last minute on Alex Jones's show, but I put in a formal fucking request months ago for this dipshit. No, maybe that's why. Oops. Maybe I gotta stop calling him a dipshit. I can't, though, because he's a dipshit. Whatever.
That's why they don't like Mike Lindell. He's not doing race politics. He's doing pro-human politics.
No, he's just doing pro-maggot politics.
So now they got the IRS after him. He already got audited. Came back, we were owed money. So, but the point is, they're hitting him from every angle. And they're about to make an example. They know
Wait a minute. They audited Mike Lindell, and it turns out from that audit, Alex Jones was owed money. What? Are you that far up his ass? Alex Jones is so far up Mike Lindell's ass that he gets his IRS refund checks.
Mike's not going to back down. But they want to make an example of him to intimidate you.
No, they don't. Dude, we forgot all fucking about him. Honest to God. If he didn't pop back up and have his own goddamn network, this would have faded a long time ago. He ran out of money to pay his fucking lawyers. He's been dragging this shit out. Nobody's making him.
Do you really think you're going to be safer rolling over? Because there's nowhere to run. I mean, I've grown up. When I was younger, Dallas was rough. I liked it, actually. Somebody mouthed off to me, even when they were bigger than me, a lot bigger than me.
Uh-huh.
I had this thing where I didn't back down.
That's right. Alex Jones never backed down back in the day. Never. Now he does, but back then.
And I got into fighting, and I got hurt bad.
Right. Maybe you should have backed down, perhaps. Maybe they weren't mouthing off to you. Maybe they were giving you a legit criticism, and then you turned it into a fight that you couldn't win because you are the kind of person who lets your mouth write checks your ass can't cash. And what the fuck is that face? And I got the shit kicked out of me. I still have a boot in my ass right now. And I sit for a living. And every so often, I can feel the lace. Oh, God.
And I hurt some people really bad.
Uh-huh. Emotionally. But enough about your kids, I guess.
I certainly gave way worse than I got most times.
Well, that's because you shit yourself, and people don't like getting shit on in a fight.
But the point is,
Holding the guy in a fucking headlock, and he starts crying, and then he poops all over you, and you're like, Alex, fuck, man, this was a friendly tussle.
is I've learned now, because it doesn't matter what some idiot wants to fight.
I just put up all 9.5 fingers.
I just say, okay, yes, sir. Because I've got more important things to do.
Than get my ass kicked.
But the issue I get here is the fight with the globalist is the fight you want to be in. So this is exclusive.
Well, yeah, because it's a fight. It's an imaginary fight. Anybody loves. I mean, nobody's ever gotten punched in a shadow box. Although, if anybody could ever get punched while shadow boxing, it's fucking Alex Jones. Honest to God, like, this is the dude who could be like, oh shit, psh, what the fuck? Where was that from? Jesus Christ.
Mike Lindell of MyPillow.com. What?
My what? I'm sorry, what? My what?
But the issue I get here is the fight with the globalist is the fight you want to be in. So this is exclusive. Mike Lindell of MyPillow.com. What the Enemy Fears is with us now to break.
MyPolo.com? It's a different show. Yeah, My Polo. Wait till, Jesus Christ. He wishes it was My Polo.
Exclusive information.
Very exciting. Yeah. You buried the lead with the clip at the top. I don't know. I'm trying to get excited about it. I really am. But I will say that all these little fucking channels you have across, Band Video, Newswars.com, MadMaxWorld.tv, War Rooms Raw, WarRoomIsRaw.com? Ugh. Christ. The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Moon River.
WarRoomIsRaw.com.
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
What the ever-loving shit? And this motherfucker, in front of his giant, like, nuclear holocaust green screen fucking background, like he's in the war room in Doctor Strangelove, for fuck's sake. Let's see. Hold on. I think I have something in here. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Oh, it's not in that one. It's in this one. Sorry.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Right now, their concerted effort to take him down.
By what? Not letting him magically win a case he doesn't deserve to win and forcing him to pay his fucking attorneys?
The election in 13 months. Mike Lindell, God bless you, brother. Give us the bad news.
Give us the bad news, besides the fact that you look like an aging Tom Selleck stunt double.
Well, I'm just reading here. It's all.
They still got my phone, so I had to take this one from one of my employees. Getting the news right now with you, Alex.
I've had CNN, New York Times, Political, The Daily.
Just call and laugh and hang up.
Email. This is the big one. They're all attacking and piling on. This morning.
I don't think they're attacking. I think they're just pointing out the fact that your lawyers left, and some of them are being snarky about it, but fucking pull your fucking pants up.
At 10:30, all the lawyers for MyPillow and Mike Lindell dropped us on our cases with Dominion and Smartmatic and.
Well, I can't let this go without a. Just needs it. It just needed to be there, and I had to I couldn't pass it up.
Coomer, and I want to say something though. These lawyers, this is all part of lawfare. These lawyers were brave lawyers. They came on with me. They've been with me 2 years.
Yeah, as long as the check's cleared, and then
they have sat there and fought and fought. They have children. They have grandchildren. These lawyers were brave enough.
To feed their children and grandchildren off of your idiotic schemes to try and win with no promise of winning, and you continued to pay them out even though you had no shot, and they told you repeatedly, but you were like, fuck that, we're going after it, I don't care what it takes. He calls it lawfare because he thinks he's being attacked with legal maneuvers, when in fact he's the one who's filing half this shit.
Knew they were going to get attacked by the media, which they did.
No, they didn't.
Every day.
No, they didn't.
They knew that they were going to get, maybe we're going to try and disbar you. Who knows,
No, none of that happened.
Well, what happened was, Alex, is with all the media that's been on me since the $5 million corrupt challenge, which doesn't get done till next year. Mike Lindell lost $5 million. Rubbish. That doesn't happen till next year.
You already lost it. You just are trying to punt the payment because you're a bitch. Like, I'm sorry, but fuck off.
Then a month later, they go, Mike.
Thanks so much for the 571 super chat. That was great. $5.71. I appreciate that. For 57,100 subscribers on YouTube. Just saying.
Mike Lindell has an auction. He's selling out. He's going under. My Pillow's going under.
Which is basically true.
Then American Express debanks us, takes us from $1 million down, takes our.
That's not debanking you. Your debanking means they stop you from having an account in the fucking bank. This is one of your creditors, and they don't believe you warrant $1 million worth of fucking credit at this point.
Line of credit away. I could not even.
And they didn't take it away. They lowered it to 100,000.
Borrow any money. Again, all my credit lines are shut down. They go, we're not going to borrow you anything. We're not going to touch you. So we ran out of money. We can't pay the attorneys. They have families. I said, I can't blame them for doing this. My employees here.
Yes, you can. According to Alex, I don't know if you were listening before you came on the air. Of course you weren't because you got shit in your ears. But Alex was basically saying that your lawyers are part of a deep state scam to undermine you, to just basically bleed you dry until the last minute when you run out of options and then scuttle your case on purpose. So I don't know if he's laughing at you right now and that's why he's not on camera or what, but I would like to say, as the personal representative of the deep state, we're not doing any of that shit. We don't have to. You will fucking grease up your own shoes and try to run up steps all day long.
Well, Mike, I mean, I'll tell you, I do. They took a ton of money from you, and I know, I've heard about how much they got paid, and they're supposed to stay in a case once that's going. So you're being
No, you have to keep paying them.
a nice guy. No, they're cutting and running, and I think it's disgraceful.
First of all, this is a civil case. This is not a criminal case. This is not where they have to petition the judge to be removed, because you don't have anybody representing yourself and representing you. And if you have to fall back because you've run out of money, protect yourself because you're going to get the fucking death penalty or some nonsense. That ain't this, dummy.
Well, I think,
No, they're good people. I just didn't pay them. Oh, dear.
No, I'm going to disagree on that, Alex. I mean, they've got 6 lawsuits. These were unprecedented lawsuits.
No, I know. They got giant globalist groups coming after them. So tell us what's happening.
Yeah.
Tell us what.
Yeah, don't back down. You just called them a bunch of liars and operatives for the deep state, fuckwad. And now he says 2 sentences, and you're like, I know. I'm sorry. I was just fucking around. These people are traitorous, murderous globalist thugs working on behalf of George Soros and the super Jews, and they're trying to wipe you out from the inside, and they never meant well, and they were just spending your money until they could get to the last second where they could destroy your entire. Or maybe not.
We can do.
Yeah, I just think that they, this is part.
If people would just buy more pillows, but back and buy 3rd pillow, buy a 4th pillow.
Lawfare. Well, part of lawfare is run the person out of money so he shuts up.
Or you just discontinue your frivolous bullshit lawsuits with other people and focus on the ones that you're, in fighting back in the one case that you have. And by the way, if you have all this, what are your attorneys doing other than filing extensions? If you have all this evidence,
just run them out of money. You're saying what we don't want to hear.
No, that's Brandon House's job, the guy who's running Lindell TV. That's what he's doing. He's the guy in your fucking pocket right now. He's under the desk. He's got both hands in your pockets, and God knows what's happening at your zipper.
First Amendment right of free speech. Let's run you out of money so you can't pay your attorneys, so you can't do this. And they, these guys have families too. Right now, then the media keeps calling. Well, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? I don't.
Yeah, that would be the question.
No. Alex, do you think there's lawyers out there that want to, I'm going to go get attacked, work for Mike, or defend Mike Lindell and my
for free
pillow, and I might not get paid
because you're a broke fuck and you dragged your company into this, and you could have simply turned the company over to someone else temporarily while you fought this on a personal level, and nobody would have faulted the company, and you would have continued to make money, and you wouldn't have lost your big box stores. But you're a fucking egomaniac.
It's because he can't get any credit.
People have to go. If look, you're like Stalingrad in World War II, where
yeah, It's exactly what he is. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was totally going to say that. I think everybody in the chat agrees. Mike Lindell, Mike Pillow is like Stalingrad in World War II. If you mean that, like, this is the part where the Russian soldiers start eating the legs of the dead soldiers around them.
Most of World
in
War
the
II
snow.
happened. They pick a city, they pick a person, they pick a thing. That's where the fight is. Trump, Lindell, Jones, we're where the fight is. So if people don't get that backing, if people are dumb
They're your main audience, or
and don't get that we're the main targets and that
you're not a target at all. You pick fights. That doesn't make you a target. When you pick a fight, stand up and stop bitching. When I started talking about how there's no Hunter Biden laptop, and I'll stand by that to this day, hashtag there is no Hunter Biden laptop. That's me putting a spotlight on my opinion or my belief about something that everybody could fucking jump on. And some people did. And I don't care. Knock yourself the fuck out. But I'm not going to go, they're attacking me all of a sudden. Like, I know exactly why they go after me. I know exactly why they say that shit. Because of what I said. I did that. I made myself the impetus in that situation. And if you're going to do this for a fucking living and go, oh, we're the target or whatever, dude, motherfucker, that's the whole purpose of your show.
that's where the fight is to support us, then whatever. I mean, it's insane.
Right.
It is insane. It is insane if anybody supports this asshole.
Yeah, if you can, I'll tell you what. And
Yeah, if you could maybe just buy some fucking slippers.
I went on a couple shows today, yours being the third.
Yeah, because you're the charm, Alex.
And everyone has poured in support for My Pillow. You know,
Yeah, because you went on shows where you give them a fucking promo code. You went on RSBN, you went on Steve Bannon's show, and you went on Alex Jones's show. He led off the piece with Alex Jones' My Pillow fucking, for the promo code. That's why. It's a money-making opportunity. This is an ad to sell your shit.
buying our products. No, that's all we can do. I just got off the phone. I got off a Zoom with all my employees. I said, we will get through this.
And they went, fuck you.
Said, we have great support from the people out there.
Which you don't.
They're buying our products.
And they know that's not true because they can see the half-empty fucking factory and the gear that you're auctioning off. They're not stupid, Mike.
And that's where it's all about. We've lost
The fucking slippers. What the fuck, fuckity fuck. Here's your only play, asshat. Here's your only play. I'm stepping down as CEO of My Pillow because this is a drag on my employees and other people. I'm stepping away while I continue this fight. This is not about My Pillow. It never was. And if Dominion wants to come after me, they can come after my salary as the former CEO. I'm going to put somebody else in charge of it, and we're going to move some of the people that work in my factory into the ads, and I'm not going to do those anymore because it's not about me. It's about a good company and good employees. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm selling off my share of the company to the employees because we're employee owned. Do that. And My Pillow would grow like crazy. And don't think you're going to put a fucking clause where you get to buy yourself back in for a fucking nickel.
Remember, we've lost our shopping
Mike,
sales.
I know this.
Stores.
If you shut down next week, which is not going to happen, then the people will go, oh my God, we better give him money. But the infrastructure is blown. It's not set up anymore. People have to back it now, just like InfoWars. They've got to get.
Jesus Christ. You got to buy my lead-line dick pills and his lumpy fucking pillows right now before if they don't. What was that Dinesh D'Souza thing about? You got to be able to use fear to motivate people or something. Jesus Christ. This is just a goddamn ad. Look at this. mypillow.com/Alex. That's what this is fucking about. Fucking hell. Alex is 900 million in the hole. Yeah, Alex is fucking done. And so is he. And and they were hoisted by their own petard. This is a trap of their own fucking making. And they're trying to bail themselves out as if nothing ever fucking happened.
My book now, the Great Awakening. They've got to buy products at InfoWars store. They got to go.
Why? Hold on. If the end is nigh, where the fuck am I supposed to put this shit? In my already well-stocked bunker? And secondly, what the fuck good is your book gonna do me if fucking lizards run the earth? I'm dead serious. Like, at some point, don't you peg the needle on how deep the conspiracy is to the point where, dude, you might as well fucking move into you, like, smoke them if you got them. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've got 5-gallon buckets of pancake batter down there, and Franks and beans that will keep for years and are tasty and delicious, and packets of syrup, big bags of syrup. And then I've got, what else do I have in there? I've got, let's see, where is it? I've got
people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup.
I got big bags of soup down there. How am I gonna make room on the shelf next to all my extra batteries? Hey, it gets boring down there. And can you imagine you're 6 years into lockdown after the nuclear holocaust when the rapture has happened and you were mysteriously not taken up even though you thought yourself a good person, and you're still in your little bunker by yourself and you've eaten through all your beans, and then you're down to your last 2 D batteries on your fleshlight, and you're looking at that door and you're going, I know there's radiation, but I'm lonely.
Go to mypillow.com/Alex. You support us.
Shut the fuck up.
This is now, folks. We're not putting an act on. You see what's happening to us?
Yes, I'm enjoying it, actually. I've been watching all along. I gotta say, there's a certain amount of it's kind of tasty watching this entire thing play out. Yeah, you look how miserable he looks. Look how angry you look. This is kind of good. And I can't help but think about the fucking parents of those kids at Sandy Hook, who had to have closed caskets because their fucking kids' bodies were shredded and they weren't even in 2nd fucking grade yet, you cunt. Oh, sorry. Ugh. What a, ugh. I'm enjoying this a little too much.
They got to get through us to go to you. You got that? I don't know how to back down. Neither does.
Well, that's because you're round. And when you try to back down, you just kind of roll like a weeble. That's why.
Right. Neither does Trump. So you got to.
Yeah, it is Brit slang. I'm fucking Irish. I'm allowed.
Back your champions. It's real simple.
Back your champions. And obviously, no one looks at these two men and thinks champion. Yes, you can say it. It's an Irish thing.
Yeah, for me, I care so much about my company and my employees. So if
bullshit.
you can all help support them, everybody.
No, by writing a letter and saying, Mike, quit now. Save your employees and your company. Fight this fight on your own. Stop dragging your company in as the financial enforcer for this fucking weird psycho endeavor you're in. If you'd have done, motherfucker, if he'd have done this alone, his company and his employees wouldn't be in danger from the fucking lawsuit.
I will promise you, the media asked,
I did say it. I'm Irish. I'm allowed.
are you going to make a deal with these machine companies? Absolutely not. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight every day to secure our elections with the plan I have going forward.
Well, fine. But what the fuck does that have to do with your goddamn employees? You egotistical dickhead. Ugh, I fucking hate this.
Period. But I've got to I got to protect my company over here.
Then get out.
Mike, let's go further. Let's go back. Let's go back to the guy that liberated Spain.
First he's Stalingrad. Now he's fucking, what? I don't know. Torquemada?
700 plus years ago, or whenever it was, 800 years ago, El Cid.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's totally. Yeah, Mike Pillow, El Cid, sure. Shit.
They had 3 kingdoms there.
Yeah, one. Yeah, and you're like the second kingdom. Trump's one, and I'm one. We're all the 3 kingdoms.
Had to battle the kings of each deal and kill.
No, he doesn't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. So Mike Pillow certainly doesn't. Look at his fucking face. This is a man who pretends to read the Bible, asshat.
kill them in battle, to become the leader of Spain, to then drive the Muslims out. And, and again, he was a champion, El Cid, the wise one. And the point is, they see any of us battling the globalists as champions of the people.
No. No, they don't. Well, I should take that back. Which people are we talking about? Because you seem to be a champion of certain people, like the Trump family specifically, like Vladimir Putin specifically, like the fucking Saudis, for fuck's sake. You seem to be championing their fucking values.
And the enemy sees us as that, and they believe they can defeat the champions.
You're not a champion. Stop it. Stop. Fucking stop. 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 You're not a champion. Knock it off. Quit it. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? I mean, the fucking ego.
The General Flynn's, the Alex Joneses, the Donald Trumps, the Tucker Carlson, they believe. So if the public doesn't
Yeah, the 5 pillars of shit town.
get that, this all goes back to ancient rules. We are your champions.
Sorry. You can tell which one Alex is. It's the horse with the bowed back.
It's that simple. So if you don't,
It is very simple. Yes, you're very simple. This is all very simple. Yes, it gets simpler every fucking minute. What is this? Yes, you're the champion, and the way that you can help us win the jousting competition is to buy fucking slippers using my promo code. Get the fuck off!
don't back us, folks. You don't back yourselves.
Right. You don't back anybody. You're not backing nothing. You don't back nothing. Right.
Well, and plus, I've said this before. I hate to do a commercial in the middle of this, but
Do you really? Quite frankly, what he's got up on the screen as far as video right now is so fucking ridiculous that an idiotic My Pillow ad would be a welcome like departure from this horse shit.
guys, and the products will help.
What I'm gonna do is put a pillow on the end of my joust thing, and instead of the guy getting knocked down and speared and splinters through his chest plate and into his heart and making him die of septicemia over the course of 7 days is what happened back then, it'd go sleepy by. What the fuck is going on with these people? How is this anything? How do you finish your workday and this is what you did?
Oh, don't hate to do it. Money prosecutes wars.
Money prosecutes wars. And this is a war, goddammit. By the way, which one of these is that Alex Jones over there in the big pointy hat? Or this dude over here is looking really sketchy? There's Mike Pillow and his that's like head padding. In case he bumps his head so he doesn't get dumber.
Money prosecutes wars.
Right. And I thought war's not bad. War's good. Right. Champions. I'm sorry.
Right, the best sleep ever in this times we're in. I'll tell you what. People ask me all the time, how do you sleep?
And I go, on top of her.
You get some sleep? You seem to work all the time. I get a little sleep, but it's quality. It's
quality now. It's My Pillow. And you know what the best thing about My Pillow is? They're fucking absorbent. They soak up tears like nobody's business. The patented fill soaks up your fucking tears when you're mad. And you're like, and they're not weak tears. They're not girly fucking tears. They're angry tears. They're mad tears. They're tough tears. Cry up my tough tears. The tears of a champion. My pillow soaks up my manly champion tears. And until somebody comes out, fucking tears coming thing.
quality with the My Pillow 2.0 that my employees. I'll tell you one thing, Alex. This too. The 3 products I make.
This is really weird with his voice over Sophia Loren.
Make 100% here in the USA. The My Pillow 2.0, which I
Get the fuck out of here. No. No. What the fuck video are they playing?
An employee-owned company, USA made, but you
What is this? What is this video? Why are they cutting to this people beating each other to death in a fucking arena while doing a pillow ad? What the shit is going on? What am I watching? I'm losing my mind. This is not exactly how Mike Pillow and Alex Jones thought this would be going in 2023. I'm just saying. And yes, there might be a copyright issue, but I don't think they give a shit. Like, look at all this shit. And then there's a big fucking ad. And then he's going to sell fucking, the fuck is he doing?
You will do a search. We'll get the best people, folks that want to be part.
Yeah, we'll get some great lawyers. I have some old lawyers I don't use anymore because they were part of the plot against me. We'll send those your way because they'll, but let me tell you, they don't work for free. Fuck.
Part of the fight because, once things get intense, a lot of people cut and run. I know you're.
Uh-huh. Also, is intense your word for a losing battle or finding yourself so deeply in the wrong that you shouldn't drag anyone else down in the fucking quicksand with you? Or just intense. Just intense.
We're giving them excuses, and that's fine. We're not going to judge them.
No, we don't judge people here. This is InfoWars. We don't assume the worst in human beings, simply because we have policy disagreements. Fuck.
But they're just not made of the right stuff.
They're made of patented Phil, I think.
But we are.
By the way, have you guys ever met patented Phil? He's lovely. He's got more paperwork than any human being I've ever known.
But it doesn't matter if we're made of the right stuff and are willing to fight to the death.
Fuck off. Also, you notice how he sat back when he said fight to the death? Because that's not what he got into this for. He got into this for the crack, actually. No, because he got into this to be rich and be close to the halls of power, as did Alex Jones, quite frankly. You're not fighting to the death, motherfucker. You're sitting behind a desk, and he's good. This motherfucker's going to meet his death statistically like everybody else does, more than likely through heart disease, especially with his fucking diet and attitude and acid reflux and all kinds of shit like that. And he's going to blame it on somebody else.
You don't know who's going to win at the last second.
No, I think in a fight to the death, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell which way it's going at a certain point. There were several. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, but back when people used to fight in arenas like this, Christians and Lions and all that kind of shit, that's one of the reasons why they had to give a thumbs down, because the dude was like, okay, if I hit him again, he's fucking dead. And they're like, go ahead. Or, yeah, he was all right. He fought pretty hard. Probably he just tripped over something. Somebody left a fucking banana peel out there. That was rude. So, yeah, they knew well before the last second.
When it looks most desperate is when it's the best if you persevere like George Washington.
Yeah, this is totally the best time. Yeah, smile. Both of you should smile. Yeah, persevere like George Washington. George Washington was actually creating something positive that helped everybody, that actually had a depth of reasoning that went beyond the time he actually lived in. A sense of fairness written into the document he was fighting for that he himself knew he would not live to see play out fully because of the time they were in. He's literally in a fight for his life against a monarchy who wanted him dead. You're a dipshit in a well-funded studio selling dick pills, and he sells fucking pillows and slippers. Calm the fuck down.
6-year war with an empire never before defeated. They wanted to defeat Napoleon a few years later, hundreds of thousands of men per army. He had multiple armies. But George Washington didn't win to the last few months. He persevered.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know this, but when you win, it ends. So you always win in the end. You don't win in the beginning because that is the end. Even if the war only lasted 3 days, if you win, then it's over. Fuck me. I'm sorry. It's just these macho dickheads just like self-congratulating themselves. This is so fucking lame. How do you not... Please, there's no fucking way he rewatches his show to check, like...
So, I love you. I appreciate you.
I thank you for the promo code. You're a true champion of slippers. And I am a champion of lead-laced dick pills that don't necessarily work, that allegedly cause bloat. I don't know what they're talking about.
Appreciate my pillow grade products. Got about 3 minutes to break. I'm gonna come back and take a few calls, hand the baton to the next guest host.
And then I'm gonna go have a big steak dinner and pretend I don't owe $1 billion to a bunch of families that I ridiculed and endangered their lives after their children had been slaughtered in a school shooting because it didn't line up with my belief systems at the fucking time. And then I tried to back out of it in fucking court like the absolute weasel that I fucking am. But also, good luck to you. I'll send you some lawyers who will, maybe if you're lucky, you'll get $1 billion thing against you, which would be lower than they're going $2 billion towards you. So maybe it's an upside. Maybe you'll only get hit for $1 billion. I'm literally weeping out my asshole right now.
Yeah, now's the time to stand.
Or lay down and use a My Pillow.
And you should probably put a goal on your site and come up with how much money you think you need.
Yeah, you know what you should do is like an asshole telethon. I hate these people. Yeah, do that. You know why? Please do that, Mike Pillow. Please put a little fucking thing so we can watch that shit like bobble. And I shouldn't be doing my Alex Jones voice because I have to sing tomorrow. God damn it. Yeah, I know. Please do, Mike Pillow. Listen to Alex. Do what he says. Put a fucking like money-raising thermometer on there so we can all watch it hover around 1 degree. It's the fuck up.
Because I get it. You're out of money.
You get it.
They're debanking you. You still got the products. Your warehouse is there. The products are there ready to
half of his warehouse is there, but sure.
ship. But you just need the people to step up. So,
right, these fucking people, these goddamn useless fucking eaters out there who won't buy his goddamn pillows. Thanks, Treva. It's not because he's an idiot fighting a losing battle that he should have never started with people that he slandered and to use a Christian phrase, bore false witness against. And same with this asshole. It's not that. It's not their fault. It's your fault. Maggots out there, the ones watching you, maggots, what's wrong with you? You're not stepping up. You're not buying another one of his fucking lumpy pillows that you don't need. You're not buying every product that he has to keep funding his bullshit fight with a company that he is going to lose. Why won't you throw your good money after bad? Hype train. Thanks very much. We gotta find a way to have a hype train graphic that comes up like a little choo-choo or something. We'll figure it out. I'll work it out. Anyways, that made my throat hurt. I gotta sing tomorrow. God damn it. I gotta sing Living on a Prayer tomorrow. That's, that goes up a half step at the end after the chorus is already high. I'll be able to do it. It's fine. I'm fucking magic. But still. Yeah. Let's, all right, hold on.
Piece of malware called Q-Snatch.
Easy. I'm just saying, look, I don't want to make any judgments, but let's just say for the record, I don't think this is going to go well for either of these guys. Yeah. 11th commandment, thou shalt not buy lumpy pillows. Sing it like Alex. Yeah, that's not singing. That's like Zool. What a lovely singing voice you must have. There is no Dana, only Zool. What a lovely singing voice you have. Anyways, all right, we're done with these dickheads. Oh, God. So fucking aggravating. I got wound up. Super fun. All right, so U.S. Meanwhile, well, we'll dip into a little bit of this. I don't even know how the fuck this will even play out, but we've got a little bit of time left in it. We'll check in Wolfsboro, New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Donald Trump, if I may, standing like an asshole, thinking he's Mussolini in a wax museum while this song plays in the background. Look, Hey, asshole, your phone's facing the wrong way, stupid. There you go. I got him. I got video of him while he's right there in front of me. He was so close I could almost touch a person that could almost touch a person that could almost touch a person that could almost touch him. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hello. What the fuck was that? He sang the last note. He was just like, what was that supposed to be? That's an A? He looks like he's about to throw up into a bowl. God bless the U.S. What the hell? Sorry, I'm gonna have to screen grab that later. Just saying. That's not gonna work out well for him. That's not, I'm just saying, I don't know how that's supposed to be singing. I don't know how he thinks that means, how that miming happens to be sing. I don't know. He's looking super orange, I would also say, for the record. Thank you, everybody. I sang the letter A, which is the first letter of the vowels. Whoop. He's got his bald spot showing there. Nobody's fixing his hair these days.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's great to be back here amongst so many patriots in Wolfboro, New Hampshire.
Well, I want to thank everybody very much. This is great, and
It's great to be back here in New Hampshire. I don't like the old Hampshire. The old Hampshire. Nobody went there except maybe hobbits who were looking for ham and to have a pee.
it's great to be with you. It's great to be with you.
So many great
And,
patriots in the state of
It's
Hampshire.
really been something very special, this whole endeavor. You know what we've all been through, and
No, what do you mean we all?
our country's been through a lot. And
Yeah, I mean it's 240 plus years old, so there's yeah. I mean, don't get me started on the Cold War.
even today, there's no teleprompter working. It's just nice.
Oh, he's freeballing today. There's no teleprompter. You don't need a teleprompter. Who the fuck needs a teleprompter? Why? Didn't you run on not needing one? Aren't teleprompters for weaklings and broken, like, subhuman, incapable rhino whomsoevers?
This has happened oftentimes.
This has happened oftentimes. Hey, he's got the best words. They're just not always in the right order.
Now, if this happens to Biden, it's big trouble.
Really? Because he manages just fine. And he doesn't bitch about it either. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Well, then show us how it's done,
If
motherfucker.
it happens to me, we get through it, right?
Yeah, we get through it because I just basically say the same shit no matter what.
Yeah.
It's all muscle memory. I'm complaining about the same stuff I did before I became president that I didn't fix. Oh, he's got a death grip on that podium, though.
I'm trying to get a little signal, like, what the hell happened here?
I'm trying to, like, we'll get through it, but I'm trying to see if somebody's working on it or they're gonna get fucking fired.
But we are going to do very well. But I
Yeah, dude, of course.
just want to thank you all because this has been a tremendous state for us. And we love it. We love the people. We love
We're at what state would that
the
be?
people. And really, it's
Where am I? It was written here. Supposed to be in big fucking text.
been very important. And your support, we're going to win the big primary that's coming up, an epic landslide. We're going to be in landslide territory.
We're gonna be in landslide. We're gonna win it in an epic landslide. We'll be in landslide territory. We'll be on the upside of landslide, maybe the downside. I don't know what's better when you have a landslide. It's hard to
looking
tell.
at polls that are through the roof. And the crooked Joe Biden, he's a crooked man, indeed. He's a crooked man.
And I wrote Crooked Man. I've got it written right here. Basically, I've got like, what I'm working with like Sharpie here. I don't know what the fuck.
And in November, we're going to have the greatest
Presidency, gonna win back the White House.
election we've ever had. We won the first one, we won the second one, but now we're going to win it so much that they won't be able to cheat.
I wrote cheat.
I want to thank my New Hampshire co-chairs, Bruce.
Your New Hampshire co-chairs?
Where's Bruce?
Bruce
Brett,
whom?
Thank you very much, Bruce. Thank you very much.
Bruce Hammond? Where's Bruce Hammond? His name is written here. I know it. Everybody knows it. You know, guys know. You know Bruce Hammond. And Bruce is the co-chair of my campaign privacy committee.
Good job, Bruce.
Good job, Bruce. Whatever your name is.
Great job.
Great job lighting this thing so everyone can see right through my comb over.
Thank you, Bruce. Been a friend of ours for a long time. Another one.
That's why I can't remember his last name.
Lou Gargiulo, who's been a great friend. And Lou, thank you.
Glue.
Lou, stand up, Lou. I know Lou now for a long time. For a long time he's been with us. A man who's highly respected in Washington and did a fantastic job.
In the swamp? Really? I don't know that that's a winning strategy. I honestly...
Senator Bob Smith. I don't know why he's not a senator anymore.
I think because he lost, or...
He's really fantastic.
And he's got an easy name to say.
And Mary Jo, thank you very much. Thank you both very much. Appreciate it. New Hampshire GOP Vice Chair Ryan Terrell.
Terrell. I've known him for a long time. I still haven't asked him how to pronounce his last name because fuck him. Ryan Tar Heel. Fuck, man. Does he play for Alabama? How does that work?
Thank you. I like his hair.
Jesus Christ. More than I like trying to say his last name.
I'd like to have hair just like that. Can I have that? I don't know.
Somebody's been reminding him that we all saw his fucking comb over.
I love your hair.
That's really weird.
And Carolyn Levitt.
Although I hear that all the time, and I can't say it ever gets tired, honestly. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Shit, I almost knocked my headphone out.
Who's been incredible.
Wait, what was the name? Shit. Back up.
She ran an incredible race.
Hold on.
I love your hair. And Carolyn Levitt, who's been incredible.
Carolyn Levitt?
She ran an incredible race.
Incredible.
She ran an incredible race, came
and lost.
Out of nowhere. She
almost
won that race.
Incredible race that she lost.
So I'm actually glad she lost because now she's with us, so I like that. I like it much better. And
I like losers.
Going places.
Almost as much as I like the poorly educated.
She's been fantastic and great on television, I will say. Really great. A lot of people don't do too well on television. It's a known fact. There are some people that are very, very bad on television, like Biden. I would say Biden.
Like I would say Biden's bad on television. I read that, but I'm very good on television because I've read books on Hitler speeches. By the way, I'm in case you don't know and you're new to the show, I'm TV veteran Hal Sparks. I can say that because that's how I was described by Deadline. So thank you very much.
He's probably your...
You're like, I know that guy, but he just looks like he's wearing a cowl.
Number one example. I can't think of anybody that's...
Well, it's because you have a drug-addled brain, I think.
That's right. Our Carroll County campaign chair, Frank McCarthy. Frank.
No relation.
And his wife, Terry. Where is Frank? Frank, thank you very much, Frank. Great job. Thank you very much. Terry, thank you. I saw a tear coming out of her eye before. That means she likes us, right?
What?
That means she likes us.
Did he say sir, though? That's the important thing.
Thank you, darling. We appreciate it very much. And our top two phone callers, that's a big deal. They're more important than everybody, frankly. John and Nicole Oblenis.
Oblenis.
Where are they? Thank you very much. What a great job.
Oblenis, Oblenas, Oblada. Oh, color, life goes on.
That's a great job. For decades,
It is a great job. It's not a job. It's a volunteer. No.
the people of New Hampshire have been sold out, ripped off. You've been ripped off by everybody and betrayed.
Everybody's ripped you off, mainly because you're just you're gullible fucks, quite frankly.
By the corrupt globalists,
Yes.
Washington Wall Street people, those
The Washington Wall Street people. Gee, you can't tell the teleprompter isn't working.
combinations of Washington Wall Street, they're the worst of all.
Are they? Dude, you were bragging about being connected to both groups when you ran the first time.
And it's never been worse than it is now under crooked Joe Biden.
Wait, so the communist in office, apparently, DC has never been more entwined with Wall Street than it is. I gotta say, for the record, Joe Biden sucks at communism. Apparently.
And frankly, his boss, Barack Hussein Obama, I think it's his boss.
You think it's his boss? It was his boss when he was president, and then he was vice president, and then he ran and won. He kicked your ass. So ultimately what you're saying is that Obama did beat you. And he did it even though his puppet that he used to beat you never left his fucking basement. And he's slow and sleepy. And even still, goddamn, Barack Obama, he's got to have that dude is fucking magic. He's able to kick your ass without, that's amazing.
Crooked Joe puts China first. He puts Mexico first, Ukraine first, Europe first, Asia first, illegal aliens first.
Did they all have to jockey for that position or whatever? It's like the most jammed up fucking Pez dispenser I've ever seen.
Environmental lunatics and maniacs first.
So everybody's in first row. He's like when somebody tries goal setting for the first time, and it's like prioritize these goals that you've set out by their level of importance. And you're like, they're all number one. You're like, okay, asshole.
These are maniacs, these people.
They're all maniacs. He puts maniacs first. Maniacs.
I don't know if they really believe it, or is it just something to hurt our country?
Maybe they just believe in hurting our country.
But everyone else is first. But he puts America last. He puts our workers last.
Is he looking at the teleprompter even though there's nothing on it out of habit? Or is he just staring at it hoping it comes online?
Our industries last.
Okay, is there anything in the middle? Is it just first and last? This is a little alpha and omega for me.
Put your families last.
With the rest of the nation? Well, at least you're with America, I guess.
He puts everybody last, everything.
He puts everybody last, except the people he puts first. The maniacs, obviously. He doesn't put the maniacs with the...
Everything that's good he puts last. It's actually reversed. I say...
Hold on. Everything that's good he puts last?
He puts our industries last. He puts your families last. He puts everybody last. Everything that's good he puts last.
Everything that's good he puts last. You know what? Fuck it. I'm convinced the teleprompter is working. How much better could a speech be? What do you people want, you bloodsuckers? This is amazing. Off the cuff. This is amazing. He's able to extemporaneously speak like this on issues like this with, the amount of detail is just fucking flowing. I'm impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed.
It's actually reversed. I say a lot of times it's like April Fool's Day.
Oh my God, he's going with April Fool's Day. Jesus Christ. It's like when you're standing on stage and you're a new comic and you can only remember the bit that didn't work because it's been in the front of your mind because you've been dwelling on it. Like, why didn't that bit work? I thought it was so good. And then the audiences just fucking hate it. And I'll rework it and it never fucking flies. And then when you're in a pinch and you've forgotten your act, it's the only one that comes to mind. And you're like, motherfucker. It's like bouncing around in front of your head. And you're like, move out of the way. I'm trying to get to the good material.
Open border. Who wants an open border?
Only April Fools. April wants it.
Stupid people.
Only stupid people.
Who wants not to have voter ID? Voter ID.
Who wants not to have Who wants not to have voter ID? I think we all need to file a class action lawsuit against the English teachers at Wharton.
We will not have voter ID. You know, for their convention, the Democrat convention, they had a voter ID that was the size of this. See this? It's like this. It hung with a chain around their neck. There was a picture. I think it had every bit of information ever. You could read their.
Yeah, you don't have a right to vote as a Democrat. You have to be a party member. You actually have to be credentialed to do it. That's a private organization. It's not a national right. But he's stupid.
Biography, know everything about the person. They couldn't get into the convention without it. But to go to vote, we don't want.
It's weird. It's almost like when Republicans don't allow guns into their convention. Why is that? You've got these people who are like, I'm a Second Amendment absolutist. Check your guns at the door.
On voter ID. Actually, the Democrats want it. It's the leadership that does it. And the reason they don't want it, Carolyn, is because they want to cheat. And it's very simple. There's only one reason.
Well, no, it's because if it's just a state ID, it can be taken away, and Republicans won't sign off on a national ID from the federal government because they think it's the mark of the beast and it's satanic and some crazy nutcase QAnon bullshit.
I put America first every single time, and since Joe Biden took office...
I totally did that. Boy, they're really rooting for him to try and make it through this shit.
And since he took office, cumulative inflation has reached nearly a 20% number. It's a number.
Oh, teleprompter going in and out is almost as bad as it's worse. Oh, this is so good. Fuck, this is good. I might have to stay through all of this. 20% is indeed, yes, a number. It is, I don't think we can argue with that, folks. Look, I will point out when he's wrong, but 20% is a cumulative number. It is, you have to accumulate at least 2 tens to make it happen.
And since he took office, cumulative inflation has reached nearly a 20% number. It's a number that nobody's ever, I don't think they've seen it maybe ever or close to ever. And the 30-year mortgage rate just hit a 27-year high.
Yeah, people used to buy houses 27 years ago. I don't know if you know this. There was actually a housing boom 27 years ago. Nobody cares.
Congratulations, all of you people that are looking for a house. Enjoy yourself. You're going to be looking a long time. And then you'll
be looking a long time.
Go to the bank. They won't give you the money even if you're willing to pay it. The banks aren't giving money.
Well, they are at that rate.
And you know, the banks, the big banks like Bank of America, Chase, they discriminate against conservatives. You do know.
Black conservatives, though. Well, not conservatives. Just black people.
Know that, right? Okay. We're going to stop that real fast.
We're going to stop that so fast it'll take me about 2 seconds to force them to loan to people that I'm politically connected to. Because that's what the power of the presidency is about.
Well, they're not going to do any business with our government because I don't like them. I know them better than anybody. And
well, you know, because you met with them to get loans and they turned you down recently because you've been found guilty of fraud.
They discriminate against conservatives, Republicans, conservatives.
Well, they discriminate against you because of character traits that you have and bad business decisions that you make, like you and Mike Pillow and Alex Jones. Like, you're doing shit that wastes the money and you have no way of paying it back. So they discriminate. They do. There are elements of discrimination where they are bifurcating people into groups, those who can pay back the loans and those who cannot. So they discriminate against people who cannot pay back their loans. And in this case, it's you and psychos that you surround yourself with.
And it's a disgrace, frankly.
He should use the word disgrace more, I think. It's making a comeback.
Contrast, under my leadership, we had no inflation.
Yes, we had deflation and a collapse of the oil market and the collapse of all businesses and a $26 trillion or $22 trillion gap in the U.S. economy.
And the 30-year mortgage rate was an all-time low. We had a...
Right. And it drove house prices up because you could finance a more expensive house, so house prices went up. Right.
An all-time...
It's always a trade-off. This is so fucking dumb.
Time low, like 2 points.
Jesus Christ. When my parents bought our house in Peaks Mill, interest rate was like 19%.
0.6%. That's a little better than paying 8% and we don't give you the money. You know what they do? It's 8%. We don't.
Well, who gives a shit if you can't pay 8% on money you never got? You don't even get it, and then you have to pay it. They charge you 8% on money that you never received.
Give you the money, but if you pay 12, we'll give it to you. That's where they are.
That's what they're doing there right now. Well, if you've got 4 bankruptcies and 11 filed bankruptcies and you bankrupt a casino, I'm guessing they're going to ask for 12.
Typical family has lost over $7,400 in annual income with Crooked Joe in the White House. Think of that. You know,
think of it. Focus on it. Think of it. Now, largely because COVID.
Changed the name from Sleepy Joe to Crooked Joe because.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I thought it was actually even more accurate. They're both very accurate, but even.
But I've got a limited vocabulary and.
More accurate. And I took it off Hillary because I don't like using the same name for 2 people. You know, we have plenty of words that we can.
Yeah, we do have tons of words, which is why I had to borrow one from her and use it on him because there's something wrong with my brain and the two halves don't talk to each other and haven't for years.
Use, right? But I took it away from Hillary because she's no longer relevant.
Well, you're not running against her and she's not running.
Even though
she could, though.
She's still complaining about the election. Near Russia, it was Russia. No, it wasn't Russia. She's still complaining. They don't go after her, right? Did they indict her for complaining about the election?
No, because it's not the complaining part. It's the actual backroom dealing to try and manipulate the electorate and creating false electors and engaging in a conspiracy and hiding classified documents in your fucking rental property in Florida that smells like fucking brine and swamp ass. So no, that, as a matter of fact, you know why? Because free speech. Because we still have free speech. You can bitch all you want.
Results of 2016.
Notice you're doing it. You bitch for an hour and a half in this situation.
Is Hillary indicted for that? No? Oh, that's strange, because I got indicted for that.
No, you got indicted for trying to convince the governor and the Secretary of State of Georgia to fabricate votes on your behalf. After you ran out of legal remedies and after the recounts had already happened.
Strange. Gee, you think there's a little double standard out there? And I was right. They did cheat. She was wrong. She was.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
Really wrong, but no,
she was so wrong. I wish they'd turn that teleprompter back on, or maybe I don't.
Took it away. We called her now Beautiful Hillary because she's a beautiful woman. And we wanted to use Crooked for Joe Biden. So she actually went out that night and she celebrated. That was a great night, great day for her when we took that name off.
Did we?
Under President Trump, real family income increased over $6,000 a year. In New Hampshire alone, $6,000. You picked up $7,000 as opposed to losing much more, close to $8,000. That's a big difference. But
it's almost like COVID happened in the interim. And you're not mentioning all the businesses lost during COVID because it didn't really happen. It was just a hoax put on by the deep state to control us all, clearly.
Perhaps no Biden attack on the people of the state.
Oh, and by the way, for the record, YouTube, just saying.
Has been worse than the socialist calamity known as the Green New Deal, the Green New Hoax, I call it.
Because I only have like 4 words and hoax is one of them. And I kind of I attach it to stuff, and then I can see everybody in here just kind of like, you guys get all puffed up and excited, and
here I am like an idiot.
Which has struck New Hampshire with among the highest energy, electricity, and heating costs anywhere in the nation, almost anywhere in the world. You know, you pay the highest.
No. They don't.
Highest energy cost. You ought to speak to your governor about that, by the way. You pay the highest energy costs. You pay the highest.
Let me guess. They pay more heating bills than hot states. Okay.
Energy costs anywhere in the country. You know that, right? And there's no reason for it.
Yeah, there is a reason for it because they have hot summers and they have very cold winters, unlike other places that have hot summers and mild everything else.
It's bad government.
It is just bad government.
And you should. You should have to speak to locals also.
Yeah, you got to talk, just walk around and go, why are we paying so much for heat? And you're like, well, turn your fucking thermostat down. Jesus Christ, you don't have to cook yourself during the goddamn winter. Just keep it in a reasonable area and you won't cost you so much. Fuck you, you're commie.
But you shouldn't be paying that. You are the number one in the whole nation. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous that they're the number one in the whole nation.
Right now, countless New Hampshire families are getting ready to heat your homes this winter with the cost of residential fuel oil up 74% to almost $5 a gallon. Congratulations, that's very nice. When I left office, we had it all the way down to $1.99 a gallon. $1.99.
$1.99. I didn't even do anything about it. It just went that low because there wasn't a war and my buddies, the Saudis, weren't trying to strangle the market just to manipulate the politics of the country because they knew I'd do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah, we did a great job. Remember, I said, drill, baby, drill. You just keep drilling. And we got it so low that they were going to all go out of business. We had to say, slow down a little bit. I had them.
No, you didn't. The price went low because of COVID and because at the exact same time, the Saudis and the Russians decided to play a fucking game of chicken.
Drilling, they were going to drill themselves right out of business. It was.
Yeah, they totally were. And then they just decided not to.
Going so low, remember?
No. No. It went so low because of COVID. Nobody was going anywhere.
Actually had a couple of days where it was down to $1.47 for gasoline for the car.
Right, because no one was driving.
And we had to get it up a little. I hated to do that to you, but you know, they were going to.
Well, you needed to get it up because that would be an indicator that people were able to, like, go about their lives again.
They were putting each other out of business, but we had them drill.
Yes, that's what oil companies will do. Left to their own devices, they will just flood the market and just make until there's so much gas. I don't even know if we can even charge for it.
We filled up the national reserves, strategic reserves, and then Biden took it to keep your gasoline prices artificially low, and now it's
artificially low.
It's at the lowest level. Did you know that, Carolyn? It's at the lowest level in history. There's almost nothing there, and that was meant for war.
Yeah, there are two wars happening right now, but there's one specific one, and also there's an economic war declared on us by China and by the Saudis.
Now, who could imagine a war, right? With people pouring into our country, and we have no idea from where they come. The same
from where they come.
People, in many cases, the same people that just attacked Israel. You know that, right?
No, they aren't. Palestinians are not flooding across the southern fucking border.
Can you imagine what this guy, has done to us?
Also, why is this video so quiet? Why is he so... I mean, this is a man who's supposed to have, like, a commanding presence. And this is getting to the point where it's almost like they're bitching about Joe Biden whispering. And this whole thing is just half-assed.
What he's done to us, that would have never happened. The attack on Israel would never, ever have happened.
They were planning it for years. Of course it would have happened.
The attack on Ukraine would never have happened.
Yes, it would have. It would have happened sooner because they would have had you in there running interference.
Inflation would never have happened.
Yes, it would have, because if you shut down the world economy and then you bring it back online and there's only limited goods and people are going back to work, people are going to buy that need things for work, restaurants with eggs and food and all that kind of shit are going to pay more than the average consumer can and drive the fucking price up. There was always going to be inflation post-COVID. Ask anyone in the fucking world. The interesting thing is we have the least inflation of any nation.
None of it would have happened. We would have been a different country because...
Yes, we would. We would be basically a puppet of Russia.
Right now, we're a country in decline.
Uh-huh. You wish.
Serious decline.
No, comedic decline. I mean, honestly, it's not because of me, but because of Greg Gutfeld's jokes.
To bring down the energy cost for New Hampshire families, I will immediately rescind every Green New Deal catastrophe of the Biden administration. And we will drill, baby, drill. We'll get them way down.
Yes, he's the second coming of Sarah Palin.
We'll get them way down.
How? All you can do is give them leases. If they don't use them, that because it will drive the price too low and they're making money hand over fist, why the fuck would they? Does he think we have nationalized oil in this country? Is this motherfucker suggesting that we should be Venezuela? Because I think he is.
You know, if they would build a pipeline, then we started it and we were just about set to have it, then you had that.
Canadian shale oil, really?
Result in the election, which was so terrible. But going through New York State,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
a very poor section of New York State, the people
Yeah, where I mean, if they bitch about a leak into their water, fuck them. They're poor.
up there want it very much, but you
Yeah, poor people want nothing else than a giant leaky pipeline going through their around their kids, where their kids play. Yeah, it's a great
would
idea.
have a pipeline, your numbers would come down in half, more than half.
Why? That oil still makes it to market. It just doesn't go over American aquifers.
It's amazing. You know, they used to have, they probably still have. No,
Oh boy, he's riffing now.
this guy, he gets oil from Venezuela. Why not from Russia, right? But you used to have ships from Russia coming in to give you your oil and gas. You know that, right? The ships would come in from Russia. And we have so much. We have more than anybody else in the world.
Yeah, but it's cheaper from them because they don't care about the environment at all. So again, private companies purchase this stuff. This is not government activity.
And for you needed a pipeline, but your Democrats won't approve it, and your governor hasn't been able to get it done. It would be
What, a New Hampshire fucking pipeline? Where, again, how the fuck does this? All right, the teleprompter's off.
a
That's
shame if they just go through a very poor section of New York State. You would have the lowest energy.
You're in New Hampshire, fuckwad.
You go from the highest to about the lowest, and all they need is a pipeline. And we had
What is he talking
it
about?
done. We had it all set to go,
There was not a New York pipeline.
and then they don't do. Just like
They don't do. Yes, you're right. Jesus Christ.
we had the wall built, and then they don't want to finish it. Now we did I think 561 miles of wall,
Yeah, 41 miles of new barrier.
and we had another 200 that we ordered.
You ordered.
A little like water, you know. You do it, and then you got to do a little bit more. We had
Yes, it's like water. What the fuck? It's like water. You do it, and then you do a little bit more.
I think 561 miles of wall, and we had another 200 that we ordered. It's a little like water, you know. You do it, and then you got to do a little bit more. We had two.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Do you know what that means? Chat room. Anybody know what the fuck that means? It's a little like water. You do it, and then you do a little bit more.
200 miles ordered, ready to be installed. Would have taken 3 weeks.
No, you cannot install 200 miles of wall in 3 weeks. And if you can, it will blow down like the rest of that shit.
And then we had that election result. And then what happened is they decided not to use it. And I said, these guys really do want to have open borders. That was
No, you were just talking about crossing private land and native land.
the first clue, because it's inconceivable that somebody would say open
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
borders with all the problems it brings and has brought.
And will bring, and also bringed.
And you see it up here a lot, but some of these places, they can't even breathe. Even Democrats are going against Democrats in a very nasty way.
Yes, nasty. Oh, they're nasty.
They think it's just absolutely insane what's going on. But I'll terminate Joe Biden's delusional power plant regulations. These are just crazy things.
They're nuts. They're delusional power plant regulations according to piece of glass. What is that?
That too lengthy to explain.
Well, yeah, good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, you could explain all of what you were about to say, but why bother? It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. Too lengthy to explain. Just truncate it for us. Little chat GPT summary.
But they are just insane things.
They're delusional, I hear.
That they want to do to destroy our country, which are
But what about the power plants, though? I mean, yeah.
forcing hundreds of power plants to shut down with nothing to replace them. It's a massive gift to communist China and
What plants are they forcing to shut down? You mean coal plants that are no longer profitable?
various other places. It's just a big gift. They want to close down power plants that have
That what?
50 to 100 years of life left.
Yes. Spewing coal dust into the air unnecessarily.
And you know, China is building a power plant every week.
A coal plant. Right. So the rest of the world's having to compensate. And no, they're fucking not. That's an old number from fucking 6 years ago. It was questionable whether it was even true then. It's certainly not fucking true now.
Or coal. Coal. They only use coal. They like coal.
They like coal. Coal's good. They think it's wonderful. They enjoy coal. They eat it. They make pastries out of it.
Because it's very inexpensive.
And it pollutes a lot. They like that
They
part.
don't use clean coal. They can use clean coal. You know, they have things called clean coal now.
No, they don't.
And natural gas and lots of great things.
Yeah, natural gas, unlike organic gas, which I don't know what that is, but it sounds familiar. Jesus Christ. What do you think? There's unnatural gas, asshat?
That have tremendous power. Germany, you know, decided to go green. And they were going to go green. They're going to go out of business. And they've now started to build coal-fired plants all over the place. So they've
No, they haven't.
gone from one extreme to the other.
No, they haven't.
But good, clean coal and
Good clean coal was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. Fucking, I think personally, he should go teleprompter free from now on.
it's okay and it has power.
It's okay, and it has power, the kind of power you'd expect but not expect to see. Fucking hell.
And obviously, gas, natural gas, it's
Obviously.
actually, it's very clean.
Oh, it's very clean gas. It's very clean gas. If you think about it, it's just, and it's right there.
But we don't do that. We use things that we can't get. We use things that we
Like sunlight,
can't get.
like wind.
You know, the windmills are subsidized heavily by the government, and they cost a lot. And if you have one near your house is worthless because you can't sell it.
What the fuck is that? What are you talking about?
Between the noise and the look, you can't sell.
The noise and the look. They don't make any fucking noise. Good Lord. What does he think? They're like fucking room fans?
Sell it. And it's probably the most expensive energy you can have. It's
No, it isn't.
tremendously expensive.
Why? Why? Because once you burn up the wind is gone.
And then you have to rebuild them every 10 years. You know, they don't just
Yeah, because coal plants don't require any maintenance.
keep growing. You got to keep, they get ripped to pieces.
Wait, they keep growing? I'm sorry. Have they made those like organic cell windmills from Avatar?
Energy you can have. It's tremendously expensive. And then you have to rebuild them every 10 years. You know, they don't just keep growing. You got to keep, they get ripped to pieces.
They don't just keep growing. They get ripped to pieces. By what exactly? By what? Meteors?
And then they kill all the whales, right?
Oh my God. No, not right. What are you talking about?
Kill all the whales out
They do not kill the whales.
there. And then they say that for boat manufacturers, the boat can't go more than 2 miles an hour because we don't want to hurt the whales, even though there's only been
What the fuck? What boats can only go 2 knots?
one recorded incident of that in 50 years.
Tell us the story. It involves Moby Dick and the old man in the sea. And what the hell?
But all the time now, we see whales washing up on shore.
No, we don't. What are you talking about? What, to escape silent windmills?
Because of the wind.
Because of the wind.
Those big wind turbines they're building out in the ocean that are unbelievably expensive. In fact, so expensive that
That's why the whales die, because they're so expensive. The whales swim by the price tag and go, what the fuck? I'll never be able to afford one of these. And then they just commit suicide.
even with subsidies, these companies are all canceling out because it doesn't work. So
I don't know why the video. Yeah. Let's see if we can find a louder version of this. hold on. Let's give me one break for a second to remind you to like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. And I'm going to see if I can find it on YouTube. Maybe it'll be, let's see, Trump, Wolfsboro, New Hampshire. There we go. Stream 6. There we go. Let's see if I can find.
Of our country, and he's destroying our country. They were crooked people, so to say the Patriots, he's a great guy, great coach, but you look at Germany from many years ago, you look at anywhere, and the guy gets up who recently electric grid. No, it's all generated by the initial charge is made with oil and coal and different other products.
Wait, people, what the shit? Hold on.
At $40 a barrel, he doesn't have the money to do the war.
Okay.
Forcing hundreds of power plants to shut down with nothing to replace. You know, they have things called clean coal now.
All right.
And if you have one near your house is worthless because you can't use. And then they kill all the whales, right?
Jesus.
Kill all the whales out
there. No, they don't.
There, and then they say that for boat manufacturers, the boat can't go more than 2 miles an hour because
nobody says that ever.
We don't want to hurt the whales, even though there's only been one recorded incident of that in 50 years. But all the time now, we see whales washing up on shore.
No, we don't. All right.
Because of the wind.
Because of the wind.
Those big wind turbines they're building out in the ocean that are unbelievably expensive. In fact, so expensive that even with subsidies, these companies are all canceling out because it doesn't work. So the whales will be very happy about that.
Yes, and the Republican Party has always been the Save the Whales Party.
But I will implement rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. We will regain energy independence as we did.
We already have energy independence.
You know, you were energy independent 3 years ago.
We still are.
Soon to be energy dominant. You're going to be dominant. We're going to sell our energy.
By the way, the only way we're going to achieve that is if we lower the amount of oil we use.
To Europe?
We already use way more than we need.
Make a lot of money, reduce your taxes even further?
No, these are private companies.
You know, the Trump administration gave you the biggest tax decrease, tax cuts and regulation cuts in the history of our country. Bigger.
Yeah, the regulation cuts is one of the reasons why we have more trains flying off the tracks.
Than the Reagan cuts by a lot.
Fuck Reagan, I agree. Well.
And we would cut them even still further and also reduce debt. We were going to sell our oil and gas to Europe at good.
Ours? Again, what does this motherfucker think we're going to use a Venezuelan system?
Prices, but they were good. Instead, they did Nord Stream 2 with Russia, and I stopped it. It was totally dead, and then Biden came along and he approved it. Then he says, you are very, very nice to Russia. No. Putin used to say, they always say you're so nice. You are the worst thing that ever happened to us.
Yeah, he never said that. Did he say sir at the same time?
But I got along with him. But
yeah, when he used lube.
But you are the worst thing. Think of it. I stopped Nord Stream 2. That's the biggest thing they've ever done. I stopped it. It was dead, and then Biden approved it. So you tell me who's a little tougher on just that one thing alone.
I thought Biden blew it up and used it as leverage, but I guess not.
On sanctions, everything else. And they would have never gone into Ukraine. That I can tell you. Not even.
Yeah, they would have. They just would have won quicker.
Even a little chance. And you know, for two reasons, just while we're on this.
Yeah, while we're on the subject, what are the two reasons?
For two reasons. Number one, as I said, you can't go in.
Yeah, that was it. Even though you want to, and it's your country, and it seems to be your fixation, but I told you can't.
Go in. What I will do is so bad. No, you won't. Yes, I will. What I will do, I told them.
Bullshit.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Nonsense. He did not talk to Vladimir Putin like he talked to Abdul. He's getting all these people mixed up.
I don't want to do it. He goes, no way. I said, way.
Jesus Christ. And he was like, way. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, whatever. And I was like, yeah, ever.
And he didn't believe me, but he believed me 10%. He believed me, Mr. Senator. He believed me 10%. That's all we
Mr. Senator.
needed. That's all we needed. 10% is enough. And there was never any movement. I mean, you know, we proved that for 4 years. There was no thought of that.
No, you didn't. The last year of your presidency, the entire world was caught up in fucking COVID.
And the other reason he wouldn't have gone in, because we had oil at $40 a barrel. At $40.
You had it at negative 36 because of COVID.
$40 a barrel. He doesn't have the money to do the war. and he wouldn't have been able to. And now it's $100 and going higher. And it was $100. It was $115 a little while ago when he
Yeah, and then it went down.
started this thing. So he had so.
And then the Saudis had to choke off production, and the Russians had to put an export ban on diesel to artificially drive the price up because it's not supply and demand, it's manipulation. Tell us how they wouldn't have done this with oil prices while you were president.
Much money. He'll be the only guy to make a lot of money off a war. And he wouldn't have been able to do that with us because there was no money. You couldn't have made the money at $40 a barrel. So
Bullshit.
that would have never happened. But it wouldn't have happened just
Uh-huh.
for the first reason, too. I said, you can't do it.
You can't do it. That was the main reason. I said, no, I didn't give him permission. He came to me. I said, you can't go on the field trip and you cannot invade Ukraine. And he was like, okay. And he stuffed his dick back in his sock and went home.
I'll quickly cut New Hampshire gas and heating bills. We're going to cut them at least in half and very
How?
quickly. We're going to get
Why? Does the government supply New Hampshire with their heating
it
oil?
done very quickly.
How?
Which I think is an important point for us to talk about.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be true, but it's important to talk about.
It's ridiculous. When you look at your bills compared to other people, and they're all up because this guy has
That's state regulations. You have no control over that dumb fuck. That's why it's specific to the state.
let energy go through the roof. You know, inflation started with energy. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, it is.
When
No, it's no. Energy played a part in it, but supply shock was the main reason.
you have a donut shop or a food shop or a
Yeah, donuts aren't food. Okay,
dress shop, you need heat, you need
you make dresses out of donuts.
whatever, you need everything, you need trucks to deliver your product. Energy is so big, so important, and it went through the roof. It just went through the roof, and that took everything with it. Now
It also went into the basement during COVID because nobody was using it.
everything. They say bacon has gone up 5 times, meaning 5 times.
Oh, I see. 5 times means 5 times. I didn't write. Somebody write this shit down because I'm totally losing track.
In the last year and a half. 5 times.
One moment, please. Price of bacon. Da, 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 da. Bacon prices. Here we go. Bacon prices. Here we go. Inflation adjusted. Okay, so here's 2020. Bacon was under $6, and there we go. In 2022, inflation adjusted. Nope, I want the original one. Here you go. Hold on. Well, here we go. This is okay. So bacon. Here's the price of bacon. I mean, why bother checking these numbers when you're making a speech? Why? I mean, it's not. These aren't important. The important thing is people believe it. Okay, so here's the price of. This is the average bacon price by year. Bacon prices adjusted for inflation in 2022 dollars. Average annual CPI for bacon, right in the middle. There we go. And 2019 it was $5.61. In 2020 it was $5.58. In 2021 it was $6.64, and in 2022 it was $7.31. And currently, this is obviously a year off. Bacon in the CPI. Bacon in the CPI. 731, 724, 689. Back to in 2019, it was 710. In 2017, it was 732. It was a penny higher. Weird. In the adjusted, in 2022 dollars, it was actually more expensive in 2017. Interesting. It was also more expensive in 2016. Went down to 706 and 710, but the lowest it's been was in 2020, and then it's kind of normalizing again. And this is just the retail cost of it. Now, before we jump into this, let's read it go. Let's see. Bacon. How much a crispy bacon cost a day? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Shopping. We'll go to shopping. Shopping. Okay. So here's fully cooked bacon. No, I want regular, just some bacon. It's extra thick cut bacon on Amazon. 36 ounces. Price is stable at $74 for 36 ounces. That's a lot of bacon. Applewood at home, Omaha Steaks is about, and I don't know what the a 1 pound package of this Omaha Steaks bacon is $14.99. I don't have a or $30 for serves 8. Hold on one second. This is the thick cut bacon. This is delicious. Good Together is this business here. Applewood smoked steak cut bacon. That's the fancy schmancy. Is $14.99 for that stuff. Now we go back to maybe, how about this? Costco bacon. That's where most Republicans shop, right? They sell. I mean, that's just giant amounts. But this is sorry, this is unavailable. I didn't hold on. So the bacon. Hold on. We were looking at that. I was looking at. Where is this? Back up. Is average bacon prices per year. It doesn't sliced per pound. I see. So this is per pound. $7.31 per pound is the price right now, and this is. Yeah, so the fancy schmancy. Then we go to Costco. This is the average price. I don't want the fully cooked. 16 ounces, so just shy of there. There you go. Yeah, classic cut bacon. This is the. Hold on, slide this sucker over. There you go. 16 ounces is $5.39. This is for the thick stuff, classic cut bacon. There we go. And people are buying giant packages of fucking bacon. And they're buying fancy bacon, which is driving the fucking price up. Here's the regular something me food. There you go. Thick cut hand smoked bacon, $28.99. That's 3 packages of 16 ounce each, all for $28.99. So that's about right. That's about that range plus shipping. Thick cut, net weight, 1 pound. So 3 pounds for $28.99. 2, there's one buy one, $29.99. 1 pack. So these are, if you buy 3 packs of 3 packages, there you go. Yeah, 5 times is what it is. That's because people are talking about the Omaha Steaks bacon versus the stuff they buy at Kroger's. Just to clarify. And where do we go? Back to here. Bacon's
Even I'm cutting back on bacon. It's too expensive. I'm cutting back on it.
Well, that's because you're broke and you're a fake billionaire.
But I'll be the American energy president, and I have been. I mean, I really have been. We did it.
Yeah, why'd you stop? Oh, yeah, because you lost.
An incredible job with energy. We were making a fortune. You know, we were in 3rd place when I started. And within 2 years, we were not only in 1st place, we were much bigger than Saudi Arabia and Russia. And if you look at a chart, and
that's because they were literally gaming the system.
I want to have my people start putting up these charts because they're really good.
Yeah, put up the charts. That's a good idea.
Because
it gives me something to reference.
Look at it in 1 second, and it explains it better than all the words on earth.
No, I think it requires some actual explanation.
You had Russia here like this.
Yeah, it was like that. And then we're like, wow.
You had Saudi Arabia a little above Russia. You had us pretty far down here. And by the time I finished, we were like a rocket ship. We were like this, way beyond them.
I think what he's talking about, before I let you guys go because I'm keeping you guys too long. Let's see. Biggest, oil producers by country. U.S., Russia, Saudi, 2000 to present, something like that. Shall we? List of country by oil production, Wikipedia, United States. Yeah, we are. Here you go. Visual capitalist. There you go. I love this. All right. By country in 2022. Anybody have a guess? Real quick. Anybody in the chat room, especially the maggots. We got a couple of maggots in here. Anybody want to guess which country is producing the most oil in the world? Right now. Not when Trump was president. Presently. Anybody? Hey, look, people know it. Most people are getting in there. Nope, not Croatia. It's a nice try. There you go. Look at the chat room. Right. Definitely not Canada. Cameroon, that's a nice try. Poland, absolutely not. It's the United States. Look at this lovely little graphic put together by the petroleum industry over here. That's the United States with 17,770,000 barrels a day. This is in 2022. It's up since then. Saudi Arabia's at 12. Russia's at 11. And the idea that we were going to do both of those countries combined is a little bit silly. Always was, because we wouldn't have any drinkable water in the fucking country. Canada's no slouch. There's 5 million right there. You produce all this stuff, and if only you had a pipeline. China produces 4.1. That's a lie. Their number is probably half of that, which is ironic. And they purchase most of their oil and their oil, like the biggest single customer. Interesting little note on the side of these. Europe's oil production has declined by 8.6% in 2022 and only contributed 3.3% of global supply. The U.S. is responsible for nearly 1/5 of global oil production and is also, and this is the part where we're trying to even things out with electric cars, is the biggest oil consumer in the world. If we converted 20% of our commuter cars to electric, we would suddenly be using less oil than we produce. Biden's whole plan is to get us to use less than we produce. Oil production. Middle East is 30 million barrels a day. All the countries combined. North America, 25,290, which is us, Mexico, and Canada. And then everybody else. And here's Europe down here at the tail end. And it's not because they don't have it. It's because they just, they don't extract it. But there it is. 18.9% of the world's supply, according to 2022 numbers. 1,000 barrels a day. This is 17 million barrels a day in the United States. Year over year change, we're up. We're up 6.5% year over year from 2021. Again, this asshat does not know what he is talking about.
And all of that energy, that extra energy,
That extra energy will go right into my nasal passages, which are clogged for some reason. I blame the Sudafed. I blame the Adderall. I bring it all crushed up.
We didn't need it from anybody. We didn't have to guard countries. We didn't have to do anything.
Yes, we did. What the fuck are you talking about? Remember when you went over there and massaged that giant nuclear testicle with the heads of Saudi Arabia? Why the fuck do you think you did that? Because you like how they dress?
We have more than any other country in the world. Remember I got Anwar approved?
No, we don't. No, you didn't.
It was such a big deal.
Right, and that's why it got shut down immediately.
Reagan couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. If you could have done it, you'd have done it in the first year, and you'd have been drilling by the end.
Bush probably didn't try too hard. It's different mindset. But Reagan did. We respect Reagan. And he did. He couldn't get it done. I got it done. Anwar's as big as Saudi Arabia, they say, the equivalent to Saudi Arabia in Alaska. And Biden comes in within the first week, they terminated it. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can, because we already produce more than anyone in the world. There are already 9,000 extra leases in all the areas they're allowed to drill. They don't fucking need them. They don't fucking use them. And the whole point is to stop using that shit and move to stuff that makes us out of the oil market internationally, so we can sell it as an optional fuel that we ourselves do not need.
It was so much work to get that approved. We got it approved. They're ready to start drilling.
No, they were not.
And
by the way, does this motherfucker thinks you're like, we know the oil's here. We just pop a hole in the ground and gush, here it comes. There will be blood.
Alaska people were devastated because it was the greatest economic project, but even for the country, it was such a massive amount. It's big, but I'll get it done again. I'll get it approved. I'll get it approved very quickly. I actually got it approved, and I'll get it approved very quickly.
No, you won't.
But the United States will have the lowest cost of energy and electricity very soon. As soon as we're in, almost as soon as we're in, it's going to go very quickly. Right away, we're going to have the lowest anywhere on Earth. What
are you going to crater the fucking oil market? Why would Exxon and any of these other countries participate in that? What are you talking about? Who thinks that these people desperately want the price of oil to be $20 a barrel, but mean old Biden won't let them? Who actually believes that shit?
The lowest energy on Earth. Right now, you have one of the highest, in this state in particular.
Right, which is a state issue which you do not have any control over as president of the United States. Zero control. Also, Republicans in general, I thought you were about states' rights.
On day one, I will also repeal Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate. Can you?
Vehicle? Are there vehicles now? Are they? How do you spell that? Electric vehicle.
I will also repeal Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate.
Vehicle. You are. He is vehicle. You are all. You bow before him. He is vehicles. This is traveling by gull. Yes.
Can you believe it?
No, I don't believe that Joe Biden is worried about seagulls as a method of transportation.
Everybody has to have an electric car.
No, that's not what it says. Literally, that doesn't exist.
Darling, let's drive down to Florida. We'd like to get some sun in Florida. Let's drive to South Carolina. Let's drive to Texas. Well, I want to, darling, but let's see. We have to stop 22 times to get to Texas.
No. How far do you fucking think it is? You have to stop twice. It takes you an hour and 45 minutes. You got to eat. You got to shit. Do them both at the same time, you're covered.
I don't want to stop 22 times.
I hate America. I want to fly over these places. I want to drive straight by these shithole towns. America sucks. I hear you. Yeah, it's definitely the message.
They say the happiest person in the world is when you get that first 10 minutes boost. You know, you get your car charged and you're in the car, but after 10 minutes you get very paranoid because you're looking for a new charging station. You're petrified you're going to be out in the road in the middle.
Yes, if you have an electric car that was made in 1997.
Middle of nowhere, and you run out of the charge, as they call it.
Is that what they call it? You run out of the charge?
But the tow truck business is extraordinarily good, so they're towing these cars all over the place.
No, they're not.
You see cars, beautiful, nice, brand new cars being towed to a charger. It's ridiculous. And by the way,
no, you don't.
I'm a believer in electric cars, fine. But, you know, whatever the market bears, if they want to have gasoline, we have more gasoline than anybody on Earth, right? We have more than so.
We use more gasoline than anybody on Earth.
We have more.
We use more gasoline than Africa.
More than Russia. Much more.
The continent. It's not a country. The fucking continent.
Than Russia. We have more than anybody. Gasoline, I like hybrid. I like everything. You make everything.
Right.
But you can't, you know, in California, they want to go with all electric, but they can't even, every weekend, they have a blackout. They don't have enough.
No, we don't. We are not having weekend blackouts in fucking California. What the fuck is that? Asshole. Do these people watch the news at all? They're waiting. These people line up to shit on California. We do not have fucking blackouts every weekend.
I like
Texas, maybe.
Electricity. And you know who makes electricity? You know who makes it? Coal makes it, right? Coal makes it. And you know who else makes it? Oil makes it. So all of these grids that you hear, the grid, oh, the electric grid. No, it's all generated by the initial charge is made with oil and coal and different other products. These people are absolutely crazy. Under a Trump administration, gasoline-powered engines will be allowed, but child sexual mutilation will be banned, if that's okay with you. If that's okay.
Yeah, child sexual mutilation is banned. I'm just saying, for the record.
If that's okay. Right?
Right, Matt Gaetz? USA. They're chanting USA now. Yeah, so circumcision will be outlawed in a Trump administration, you know, apparently.
I say this, you know, every time I mention, we will stop child mutilation. Now think of it. 10 years ago, you're a politician, and you get up and say, we will stop child sexual mutilation. The people in the audience say, what the hell is he talking about? That's not
Obviously, you don't mean circumcision, because that's fine with all of us.
possible. It's very possible that they mutilate. I mean, what they do
They mutilate.
to your children without your approval, with nothing.
No.
These people, they're
No, they don't. They don't do it. They don't do it without your approval, with nothing. Get the fuck out of here.
crazy.
They're crazy.
But to think I have to say that, or to think I have to say, we will ban men from participating in women's sports. Have you seen the weightlifting records?
Oh, he's doing the hits now. Okay, we can bail out on this because it's the same shit from this point on. Like we've dealt with this before. The whole like bing, bing, and 2 pounds, and this is so easy and one-handed and blah blah blah. Again, a lot of these are important issues where there's a deep conversation to be had. He is not the one to have it though, and I think one of the most concerning points of our modern discourse is that you have incredibly stupid people with incredibly shallow understandings of an issue on both sides of the argument dictating the terms of the conversation. And partly it's because of asshats like him who put a flag in one side of the argument. And so the compensatory argument is equally as black and white because you have to answer extremity with extremity. You can't answer extremity with nuance. And so it murders nuance in the fucking street, and it's sad. And the rest of us are like, this is not the conversation that would be helpful, and it's not beneficial to anybody. And these asshats can't distinguish between real cases of being trans or the effectively the Rachel Dolazoling of this issue or whatever. And we need adults discussing this, not fucking two people on opposite sides of a panic spectrum. Other than that, I have no opinion. You guys are wonderful. I stayed late because I don't have a show tomorrow. And I love you. And I will see you on Wednesday for our regular shows. I may post little shorts during the day, so maybe check those out tomorrow. Just saying. In case, you know, because I got to get up ass early and fly to LA because Summer needs my car. So I'm flying in and renting a car and going to the jam and doing my thing. But that said, and hopefully at some point, George will have lunch at some point when I'm in LA. Just saying, you know who you are. And but at the very least, tomorrow night it's all about number one hits. So I'm doing "Living on a Prayer." I'm also doing a reprise of Sledgehammer because we've got full horn section tomorrow, and the third one's a surprise. I'm not telling what the third one is. But yeah. And then this weekend it's all Nerd Halen all the time. And then of course on the 20th. Right before the Sexy Liberal show in Vegas at the Hard Rock. Nerd Halen, come on down. Super exciting. And then, of course, this weekend, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston, or Austin. Where the fuck are we? Jesus Christ, I have no idea. I'm so caught up in shit and behind the loop on this thing. But I will be there making my noise out of my face like I'm supposed to and being funny and singing like a goddamn bird as best I can. But until then, can I show you guys something? Let's see if I can. Hold on. Let me transfer this and I'll show you something. This is what I'm working on for our, okay, let me forward this to include it. Yes. Forward this to my email address so that I can send it here. There you go. And I'll send that. And then I'm going to see if I can open this up in 1 second. It's going to take a second for me to do this because I was the thing. That's the mail thing. There we go. That's not the one. I have to go on the thing. I have to go to this thing, and then open this thing, and then you go to, oh no, I want Chrome does it. Sorry. Derp. Let's see. In the mail. I guess we have to go to this one, right? I'll bring it up. There we go. Inbox. There we go. Open the thing and do the thing. There we go. Open this up. And then I'll open this up. Whoops. And then. Don't want the thing. Okay. There we go. And then I'll drag this out. And then I'll open it up as a picture. And then I'll drag this over here. And then I think we can close this out. And then this is what I'm working on this for our, this is a prototype thing. I'm still working on it. This is I'm making a challenge coin for our, for the long-term patrons that have been with us for over a year. Anybody who's been with us for over a year, I'm going to eventually get these to you. This is the original, this is the current draft of it, of the idea for it. And obviously some of you know Celere Veris is the phrase that comes on my family crest, which means swift and true. But the bottom says qui totem vult totem perdit, which means he who seeks everything gets nothing. And which is the opposite of the TYT thing of if we don't get everything, nobody gets anything. Right. And then elige minus malum, some of you may, if you know any Latin at all, means choose less evil. Very fancy. And the symbol glows in the dark. Yeah. And they put in the triangles for me and did all that kind of stuff. That's the design proof on this, whatever. So anyways, I just thought that was cool. Oh, hold on, back up. So it's going to take a little while to get them, but that's our next step or whatever. I'm still tweaking a couple of things around it, but that's for our long-term patrons who've been with us for a bit. And I'm going to try and add, a little bit to your collection or whatever, but a nice reminder. And hopefully, moms, they're costing a wee bit, but these are for people who've been with us for a good long time. And they're reflective of that. They're still economically feasible, but it's still, it's a big, I should put in Chud We Trust. We'll do a cat coin at some point with like Chip and everybody on it. But that's the start of it. I'll have to 3D print those in plastic because there's no way to turn a profit on something like that. But anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for being with me. I'll see you guys definitely on Wednesday, and I will be posting shorts all day tomorrow while I'm doing the my rehearsal. We don't really rehearse, but our sound check. And perhaps if I run into some friends in LA, if I don't, it doesn't interrupt my nap, which I will need because I'm still run down from my fucking shoulder thing, but I'm recovering nicely. I think everybody was like, you're all caffeinated and all blah, blah, blah this morning. And I think it's actually has a lot to do with the fact that like my shoulder no longer hurts the way it did, like for the first time in like 6 fucking weeks. And I like that burden just kind of came off my shoulders, literally. And that, I gotta say, I'm still like sort of recovering because my neck is still hot and tense and I'm having to stretch it every day. So it doesn't go back to that. I look tired. Thanks a lot. I think I look fine. But anyways, that part of it is gone. And holy shit, I got adjusted today. Because that's all part of this is making sure that my muscles aren't tense around, a stiff neck or whatever. Christ almighty. I felt like I was in a Steven Seagal film from 1986. It was like that. Oh my God. It sounded like somebody walking, it sounded like bubble wrap. I was having flashbacks from Dude, Where's My Car? Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow/Wednesday. Bye. And yes, I am maladjusted, but that had nothing to do with that. Some days the credits want to roll, and some days they're just being a... There we go. Thank you guys so much.